Travis Decker is dead. His remains were found near Rock Island Campground. Decker was wanted for the murders of his 3 young daughters. At a news conference yesterday, Morrison spoke about their mother, Whitney.
I certainly just feel for the family. I couldn't imagine that as a father, to lose any of my kids, especially all 3. And I hope that we never see anything like this in Chelan County again.
The U.S. Marshals had declared Decker dead earlier this week, but Morrison wanted to wait for DNA results before doing the same. In a storybook season for Cal Raleigh, the Mariners catcher etched his game among the greatest of all time.
Fly ball to right field, number 60!
That historic home run would wound up in the hands of a 12-year-old boy. His father, Caleb Rulos, tells KIRO News Radio's Gina Ursula the man who caught it gave it to his son.
He didn't have to do that, and my son was a beneficiary of it. So in this turbulent world of ours, you can still do nice things to people, and I hope he just pays it forward. Is all I hope for him to remember.
Cal did end up with the ball. Gelson's son received a signed Raleigh bat in exchange. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump says he would consider moving the 2026 World Cup matches out of cities he believes are unsafe, and that includes Seattle, if local leaders don't follow his immigration orders. Trump made the comment during Oval Office exchange with reporters.
Seattle, San Francisco.
They're going to be very secure.
But could those games move if they don't cooperate with your prime push?
Well, that's an interesting, I guess, but we're going to make sure they're safe.
Our partners at KIRO 7 News have reached out to FIFA for comment. Starbucks is laying off 900 corporate workers and closing hundreds of stores. That includes the Reserve Roasteries on Capitol Hill and in Soto. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey spoke with employees who lost their jobs.
I met Cameron and 2 of her coworkers outside Starbucks Reserve Roastery on Capitol Hill. She tells me her phone rang early Thursday.
This morning at 8 a.m., they gave us an automated phone call that we do not have jobs. They're not transferring us any stores, and basically, good luck.
The windows at the roastery are now boarded up. The famous siren above the front door was removed. Starbucks says the closure is part of a $1 billion restructuring plan across North America. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The 25-year-old Renton man charged with the brutal beating of a trans woman at the Renton Transit Center was arraigned yesterday morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The suspect, Randmore Edwards, charged with assault and a hate crime in the beating of 39-year-old Nikki Armstrong September 15th, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecutors allege Edwards and 3 teens beat and kicked Armstrong while yelling transphobic slurs. Judge David Keenan ordered Edwards held on an existing $300,000 bail.
These are very violent charges, and it is the alleged brutality and the alleged animus which gives me the greatest concern.
At the King County Regional Justice Center in Kent, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Meanwhile, Seattle police are investigating a shooting that left a 41-year-old man injured late last night. The victim was sitting in his car on Wabash Avenue South when someone fired through the window, hitting him in the arm. He was taken to Harborview and is now in stable conditions. Detectives say the suspect is known to the victim and he took off before officers arrived. Anyone with information is urged to contact SPD. And there's been a big whiskey heist in Skagit County.
Westland Distillery tells the Seattle Times that 12,000 bottles vanished from its Burlington warehouse in July. Among them were bottles of its prized Garyana 10th anniversary release. Now, Westland suspects a truck driver provided fraudulent documents to a broker the distillery had contracted to handle the delivery, and that's how they got the clearance to pick up the bottles in the first place, which are valued at more than $900,000. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic right now, Everett to Seattle about 32 minutes, Linwood to Seattle 15, Marysville to Seattle about 35. And for your forecast on this Friday morning, we have a mix of clouds and clear conditions right now with some patchy fog expanding over the area. Highs today will be close to 70. We'll stay comfortably in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, thehill.com reporter Alex Bolton shares the latest on the looming government shutdown. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you. Because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I am amazed at the brightness and the clarity that I didn't even realize I'd lost before I had my procedure. How's that even possible?
A lot of people don't realize that. As you get older, the lens not only is less flexible, but it gets less transparent. And gradually, even in our 40s, 50s, 60s, the lens variety does get less transparent. So you get more glare at night, more halos, loss of contrast sensitivity, loss of some color vision or decreased color vision.
Exactly what I was seeing.
And so when we replace that lens that gets cloudier and cloudier with a crystal clear lens, all of the light gets through, all of the clarity, all the brightness, all the colors. And again, with the multifocal lenses that we have, it's sort of like a bifocal built in, so you can see near and far.
Give the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call at 425-451-2020 or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Thanks for joining us today. Lawmakers in the nation's capital bracing for a government shutdown. This after President Trump canceled a meeting with Democratic leadership. And covering this story for thehill.com is Alexander Bolton. Good morning, Alex. Bring us up to speed. This meeting canceled today, and it looks like none others are scheduled.
That's right. The President Trump canceled the meeting earlier this week on Truth Social, said that he thought it would be a waste of time, and that caught Democratic leaders by surprise. The president was supposed to meet today with Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. The GOP leadership was supposed to attend as well. That's Senate Majority Leader John Thune and the Speaker Mike Johnson. But as John Thune, the Republican Senate leader, said yesterday in a CNN interview, he said that the Democratic requests are unhinged. And President Trump, I think, is taking that same view, that the Democrats are asking for too much. What they're asking for specifically is a permanent extension of the expiring Affordable Care Act, health insurance premium subsidies, as well as a restoration of nearly $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts. Democrats warn that if these steps are not taken, people are going to see their health insurance premiums rise by hundreds of dollars starting next year.
Alex, what does this look like in terms of affecting people? You hear about these back and forth between the Democrats and Republicans, but we're talking layoffs. We're talking people not getting services they may have come to count on from the government.
Well, President Trump, through his White House budget office, circulated a memo Wednesday evening warning that the agencies should be prepared or should use the opportunity of a shutdown to engage in something called reductions in force. So there could be mass firings of thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of federal employees, depending on how aggressive the administration wants to get. Now, Schumer, the Senate Democratic leader, called the move an intimidation tactic and said that the courts would reverse any mass firings. But, you know, the courts have not really stood in the way of what Trump has done. And even when they have ruled some actions illegal, it hasn't, reversed what the president has done. So I think, people are concerned about the prospect of additional layoffs. The administration has already conducted several rounds of reductions in force. And so if a government program's funding is going to lapse at the end of this month, and it's doing work that the administration or the White House does not consider a priority, I think those workers could be at risk. So the stakes are very high, and the likelihood of a shutdown at this point seems very high.
So you write about this in thehill.com. One of the things you say is the president is prepared to make the shutdown as painful as possible for the Democrats. And I hear you saying that these layoffs may not just be temporary; they may be permanent.
Well, a reduction in force is a permanent layoff. I mean, we have seen that throughout the first several months of this administration. They have employed reductions in force to fire longtime federal employees. Now, sometimes they have hired back to fill those positions, but people who have spent years, even decades in public service, they may wind up losing their jobs and they may not get hired back. So, for people in Washington, D.C. who've spent their life working in the federal government, it's a very big deal. And, there are, of course, federal employees all around the country. Now, a lot depends on, what they're doing. But if they're working on something, let's say, environmentally related, climate related, social justice programs, maybe even some social welfare programs, I think what the Office of Management and Budget, that's the White House Budget Director, what they're saying is that, this could be an opportunity to clean house in those programs that have never had a lot of support among the MAGA set or more conservative Republicans. So it's a big threat, and it's something that Schumer, the Democratic leader, warned could happen in March. That's why Democrats went along with a partisan funding bill in March, because they thought that a shutdown could empower Trump to really, rearrange and furlough and fire a bunch of federal workers. And there's some Democrats who still think that may happen. John Fetterman, a freshman Democrat from Pennsylvania, John Fetterman, told me that this would allow Trump, if there is a shutdown, to really implement the Project 2025, and that is the conservative blueprint for overhauling government that got a lot of attention during the 2024 presidential campaign.
All right, Alexander Bolton from thehill.com. You have the report up now. Buckle up. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
President Trump has announced a new round of tariffs, and CBS's Michael Toscano reports on one that has the potential to create shockwaves.
The president says that as of October 1st, there will be a 100% tariff on pharmaceutical drugs unless the company is building a manufacturing plant in the U.S. That could double the cost of some medicines. The new import taxes also include a 30% tariff on upholstered furniture, 50% on kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities, and 30% on heavy trucks. Trump cites national security as a reason. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
And for your KIRO News Radio forecast, we've got a mix of clouds and clear conditions this morning with some patchy fog over our area. Highs this afternoon will remain cool in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden will share some exciting local events happening around the Sound this weekend. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising. higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There it goes! Storybook season by Cal Raleigh. He has done it!
2026 Mariners season ticket memberships are on sale now. There's no better way to catch Cal, Julio, and the crew at T-Mobile Park with year-round savings, no ticket fees, access to exclusive pre-sales at events, and more. And you've got two great options. Reserved memberships let you lock in the best locations in the ballpark so you can make your favorite spot home all summer long, whether you want to catch 20 games or the whole season.
Oh, he makes the catch! What a snag by Julio Rodriguez!
Or go with a Flex membership, which gives you the freedom to choose your seats, games, and number of tickets as you go. Terrace Club, bleachers, right behind the dugout, divvy it up however you want. This season's been a whole lot of fun, and you won't want to miss out in 2026. Come on board today at mariners.com/26.
The Mariners, their third consecutive shutout win.
Mariners baseball. Seize the moment.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good2Go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good2Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at good2go167.com.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He's sold a ton of unique properties and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Ursula Roytien here. I'm a repeat customer of Carter Subaru because they have the largest selection of Subarus in our state. Carter Subaru has the vehicle you've been searching for, including more than 250 Subaru Crosstreks starting at 1.9% financing for 48 months on approved credit. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, documentary service fee may be added to the sale or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. Max amount finance is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 9/30/25.
Everyone needs their own spot in the sun. It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes just enough for a chair, a book, and a cup of coffee. You might have a decking issue to solve, or maybe you're looking for a trellis. Whatever your needs, our staff is ready to help you plan your next outdoor living project, free of charge. Stop by your local Dunn Lumber to get started on your next outdoor living project, or contact me personally, Mike Dunn, at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
Hop into nostalgia with Bugs Bunny at the Symphony. See the Looney Tunes on the big screen as the Seattle Symphony plays the original scores live. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win for your chance to win 2 tickets to this animated symphonic adventure. mynorthwest.com/win. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Former FBI Director James Comey was indicted on charges of making a false statement and obstruction of congressional proceeding. Comey has denied the charges in an Instagram video. More from CBS's Scott McFarlane.
James Comey will appear in federal court in Alexandria, Virginia in the coming days to answer to these 2 federal charges. The grand jury declined to approve a 3rd charge. This is an escalation in the president's plan to get retribution against his political opponents.
In Comey's Instagram video, he said he had faith in the judicial branch of government and is calling for a trial. Here in Washington, DNA results confirmed the death of Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his 3 young daughters. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison made the announcement yesterday afternoon.
We found Mr. Decker. He's accounted for, and then we can say that threat to our community is confirmed, no longer a threat.
Remains found near Rock Island Campground match Decker's. Decker was accused of murdering his 3 young daughters earlier this year. Starbucks is laying off 900 corporate workers and closing hundreds of stores. That includes the Reserve Roasteries on Capitol Hill and in Soto. Cameron worked at the roastery on Capitol Hill and tells KIRO News Radio she got an automated phone call early Thursday.
This morning at 8 a.m., they gave us an automated phone call that we do not have jobs. They're not transferring us any stores, and basically, good luck.
The windows at the roastery are now boarded up. The famous siren above the front door was removed. Starbucks says the closure is part of a $1 billion restructuring plan across North America. Meanwhile, Microsoft is taking a stand against Israel. The company says it's disabled cloud and AI services for a unit within the Israeli military. Microsoft President Brad Smith says the company found evidence that Israel is using Microsoft technology to spy on citizens in Gaza and the West Bank. Smith says that goes against the company's commitment to privacy and human rights. King County Council member Reagan Dunn wants most of the county employees back in the office for the majority of the work week. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
Dunn has introduced legislation that would require workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week. Dunn spoke with the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 AM.
You're seeing all this oversight and fraud and waste. There's nobody minding the store.
This is similar to the current City of Seattle policy, and Dunn's legislation aims to formalize the plans that were announced last year by then King County Executive Dow Constantine, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, and the CEO of Sound Transit. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Dunn's proposal is expected to be referred to a special council labor policy committee. And Boeing is kicking off the weekend in style. It has completed a deal with Turkish Airlines for more than 200 commercial airplanes. In a deal worth up to $22 billion at list prices, the airline will buy up to 150 737 MAXs and up to 75 787 Dreamliners. The delivery of the planes is expected between 2029 and 2030. 34. Now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Tacoma to Seattle, about 27 minutes right now. Puyallup to Renton, 18. Everett to Bellevue, about 20 minutes. Marysville to Seattle, about 32. And for your forecast, we've got a mix of clouds and clear conditions this morning. We've got some areas of patchy fog expanding over us, but highs this afternoon will be in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What a week for the city of Seattle as the Mariners take home the American League West crown. The Seahawks are rolling. The weather is still perfect. That means we got everything we need for a perfect fall weekend. It is National Public Lands Day on Saturday, and that means you can get into Washington State and national parks for free. Good weather weekends are going to be few and far between here soon as the seasons continue to change, so don't miss out on checking out a new trail or part of our wonderful state. Be prepared for crowds. There are 2 festivals going on at the Seattle Center this weekend. The Festa Italiana will be bringing the Italian food, wine, dancing, music, and plenty more. In addition to learning about the culture of Italy, you can also check out the Grape Stomp Pizza Toss, and on Saturday only, a special Italian car show. This event is free to attend. Also in the Seattle Center is the Northwest Tea Festival. You'll need a ticket to get in, but once you are there, you'll learn about everything tea, including the cultural and historical significance of tea from across the world, the unique tastes and varieties of tea, and plenty more. If you want to take a walk this weekend but don't feel up for a trip to the trails, check out the Sculpture Walk at the Kaboto Garden. Not only can you enjoy the spacious garden, but there will be a few dozen stone sculptures along the way. The fall colors are also starting, so this will be a perfect afternoon date. If you see a sculpture you really like, take it home with you, as there will be sculptures for sale as well. In the Chinatown International District on Saturday from 1 to 9, it is going to be packed with food, vendors, art, and more. Plus, there will be performances like a lion dance, martial arts, and others for the Chinatown International District Night Market. The event is free to attend and will be a perfect stop on your way to the ballpark, if you were lucky enough to get tickets, that is. In the Central District, it is time for Walk the Block. This festival is put on by Wanawari, and it's a day full of music, art, and more, highlighting Black artists, with this year's focus on film and the theme of gratitude. There will be different displays throughout the neighborhood, on porches, in the streets, and at storefronts, encouraging folks to look differently at how we use our public spaces and how art impacts and influences our communities. As you go through the festival, there's a great chance you'll learn something new. Walk the Block is Saturday from 1 to 7, and you can get tickets and more from Wanawari's website. There's a free showing of Raiders of the Lost Ark tonight at Freeway Park. You're asked to bring a blanket and a flashlight, plus bonus points for wearing a fedora and leather jacket. No snakes or booby traps at this screening to worry about either. Tickets to see the Mariners take on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the final regular home series are sold out, but the UW Huskies are taking on the #1 football team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, Saturday at 12:30. The Sounders take on the Vancouver Whitecaps Saturday at 7:30 at Lumen Field, and the Seattle Reign will take on the North Carolina Courage Sunday at 5 at Lumen Field. Are you ready for fall? What's your favorite thing to do in the fall? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
Coming up, we'll have national headlines. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
so are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Headed to work? Subaru of Puyallup Service Department opens at 5 a.m. 6 days a week with expert technicians ready to care for your car. Just another way we are your stress-free dealership. Schedule now at SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
When the weather changes, your home shouldn't be the one left unprepared. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. We offer the strongest solutions in roofing, siding, decking, windows, and gutters, made for the Pacific Northwest. And right now, get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months or up to $3,000 off your next project. No gimmicks, no stress, just reliability you can count on. Visit stateroofing.com or call 866-ROOF-ROOF to schedule your free estimate today.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, your decking headquarters since 1907.
A serial killer on the prowl for teen girls in the Pacific Northwest. At least 2 escaped.
She literally crawled out of her grave. Just a miracle that she survived.
Hear their stories. Follow Stolen Voices of Dole Valley now.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
CBS News Brief. Former FBI Director James Comey's posted a response to Instagram after he was indicted on federal charges of making a false statement and obstructing a congressional proceeding.
I'm innocent, so let's have a trial and keep the faith.
President Trump's announced a brand new round of tariffs on imports. CBS's Jesse Mitchell.
The president is slapping the largest tariff, 100% on pharmaceuticals, unless a company is in the process of building a manufacturing facility in the U.S., while the others range from 25 to 50%.
They include upholstered furniture and heavy trucks. We're learning more about the 29-year-old suspect who officials say shot and killed himself after Wednesday's deadly shooting at an ice field office in Dallas. Special agent in charge, Joe Rothrock.
Based on our investigation to date, we believe Jan acted alone. But I'll stress our investigation continues.
Officials say the suspect left behind notes calling out the agency. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, we've got a mix of clouds and clear conditions this morning. Highs this afternoon will be in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 51 in Seattle. Coming up, G. Scott will stop by with his latest take on the Seattle Mariners. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
And joining us from the G and Ursula Show and the Reset Podcast, we have G. Scott stopping by. Hey. Can we just bask in this glow?
Come on now.
Mariners win the AL West. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I feel good all over. This is fantastic. People keep asking, what do you think? How do you feel? I feel like I keep just going down memory lane. That's what this has been doing for me. First of all, this is really cool. The Mariners have done something that they haven't done in 24 years. The Mariners have done something that they've only done 4 times, right? 4 times. And I was asking people already in the newsroom, in 1995, David Burbank, where was you at, bruh?
I was but a twinkle in the eye of my parents.
Okay, that's where you were?
Yes.
I would have probably answered that different. me and Sully, hey, we'd have answered that one different.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Keep our jobs. 1997, were you still a twinkle?
No, I was an infant. But I was here. I was around. Yeah.
David made it.
I'd arrived.
So I just keep thinking, I was thinking 1995, 97, 2001. Charlie, 2001, what was you doing, bro?
Well, I made it to the last game of the regular season as they took on the Rangers. They were trying to get that 117th win. So in 95, I was at the Kingdom watching them in the playoffs.
You were there?
Yeah, Game 4, watching Edgar hit that grand slam.
Nice.
Never forget that.
Nice. When, 1995, I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't care about nobody but myself.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was a freshman in college during that time. Didn't care about anybody. But I just want to say this. This is really cool. Something that stood out to me. I remember, and if you guys remember, in October, so just 2 years ago, October of 2023, you guys remember when Cal Raleigh, he had came out and he basically was kind of like, hey, the Mariners need to be more aggressive in free agency if they want to compete at a higher level. And he came out and said that, and some people were like, ooh, I can't believe he said that. But actually, most Mariner fans were like, yes, thank you for saying that. And guess what?
He was right.
He was right. By the way, he later apologized for that. Yeah. But he was right. They did that, and look at where they are right now.
Doesn't that show the type of leader that he is, too? That he, came out, he wasn't afraid of coming out and saying something that maybe wasn't going to be super popular within the organization, but it needed to be said, and lo and behold, they went and made those changes.
Well, this is your time now. Is there anything you want to say that's not popular here at KIRO Radio, David Burbank? I'm sure Boss Lady ain't listening. You good?
More Sully, I think, on every show.
It was the bottom of the eighth, and the Mariners were on the verge of history with one swing. Cal Raleigh sent a baseball flying. KIRO News Radio's Aaron Granillo has the story.
It was the bottom of the eighth inning. The Mariners on the brink of clinching their first division title since 2001. Chance of MVP for Cal Raleigh.
Stretch of the pitch to Cal. Swing and a drive deep to right field. There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
The ball landed in section 108, where Galen Ruelos was sitting with his wife and son.
I see it ricochet off 3 sets of hands behind me, and I turn around and look. And then come to find out later, it actually bounced off my wife's head.
And landed in the hands of another fan. What happened next was caught on a now viral video.
Oh my God, they gave it away to this kid. Oh my God, congrats, kid.
That kid is Galen's son.
You know, he's a 12-year-old 6th grader, student at St. Anthony's, and just overcome with emotion. He starts bawling.
Ruelos tells KIRO News Radio's G and Ursula.
He whispered to me and said, like, Dad, because it's Cal, I want him to have it. You know, he was never like, we're going to keep it for, like, money. That wasn't even a thought.
The Mariners gave the boy a signed Cal Raleigh bat in return, but Ruelos says his son also received a most valuable lesson in selflessness.
You know, I'm getting emotional, but he didn't have to do that, and my son was a beneficiary of it. So in this turbulent world of ours, like, he could still do nice things to people, and I hope he just pays it forward. Is all I hope for him to remember.
A core memory of kindness in this storybook season for the Mariners with one swing of a bat.
Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh!
And so much more. Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
There's 3 months until Christmas, and companies are already planning for the holiday retail rush. So when you place your order this season online, there's likely to be a robot that helps fill it. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady shows how robots are speeding up deliveries and how they impact jobs.
It's for humans. When you click buy this holiday season, there's a good chance a robot like this is helping to fulfill your order. And with online holiday sales expected to grow up to 9% over last year, major retailers, including Walmart and Amazon, along with shipping couriers like UPS and FedEx, are investing big in robotics.
So what does all that automation mean for the holiday season? We're in Shreveport, Louisiana, getting a behind-the-scenes tour of Amazon's most advanced fulfillment center.
It's called SHV1, and at more than 3 million square feet, Amazon says it's one of the company's largest facilities.
We have a number of different types of new robotics that we're using to fulfill customer orders.
Is that one of them?
Great example of one right here, a very noisy one right here.
Scott Dresser is Amazon's vice president of robotics. He introduced us to that robot named Proteus, one of almost 1,000 in SHV1.
So does this facility run 24/7?
So it can run 24 hours a day, and the robots we designed to run all day long if they need to. Certainly, as we come into our peak holiday season, which we're already getting ready for, that's something we think about a lot because we will have to run the building almost all day round.
When a customer orders a product, the robots get to work. These ones move the item out of storage. Then, one of the 2,500 employees sorts it while another packs it before it travels along some of the nearly 15 miles of conveyor belts to get labeled. Meet Cardinal.
Cardinal is lifting packages that weigh up to 50 pounds. And then we can use Proteus to take the container over to the dock. So a lot of it's less about performance, more about making sure that our employees are safe.
The final step here, a human loads the packages onto a truck. Dresser says SHV1 is 25% more efficient than other fulfillment centers.
If you're ordering an order here in Shreveport right before Christmas and you need that by Christmas, robots are going to help make sure we get that product to you fast, safely, and accurately.
He says while the robots are replacing some jobs, they're also creating new ones.
Every time we're able to grow and expand the network, which robotics has enabled over the last decade, we're able to add new jobs like our robotics maintenance engineers, people that we need in the operation now that we have these new robotics to help us run the buildings.
While Amazon's revenue has grown, its number of employees has held steady, around 1.5 million since 2022.
You are a public company. You have a duty to your shareholders to maximize profit. At what point does that become more important than ensuring that there's always a human element dealing with something like Proteus?
The thing that we think of most when we're deploying a new fulfillment operation or a new process in a fulfillment operation is how are people and robots best going to be able to do that together.
So man with machine versus machine.
It's always man with machine.
Now, he added that Amazon is offering training for employees whose positions are being replaced and shared those more advanced jobs pay better. When we pressed him on if those jobs could ever be replaced, he said robots, they're always breaking down, they need assistance, and that humans will be needed for those roles.
All right, for your KIRO News Radio forecast, we've got a mix of clouds and clear conditions this morning with some patchy fog expanding. Highs this afternoon will be in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
He's Rick Riz, the voice of the Mariners for 40 years. And every Thursday morning at 7:15, it's the Rick Riz Show with Seattle's Morning News.
Winning the AL West, what this means for fans and how important this is.
My goodness, it's the first time in 24 years. Think about it. 24 years ago, Ichiro was a rookie. There's the joy behind that feeling.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app and at mynorthwest.com.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is about to open today's session of the UN General Assembly in New York.
The Prime Minister is expected to speak out against countries who have recognized a Palestinian state in his address to the UN and also in his meetings with leaders on the sidelines.
He comes following a President Trump who has basically laid the predicate.
But the main event won't be in New York, but at the White House, says former State Department Middle East negotiator Aaron David Miller.
It'll come on Monday when he sits with the president.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
At President Trump's urging, a federal grand jury has indicted a longtime foe, former FBI Director James Comey. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
In an untraditional move, the new acting U.S. Attorney, Lindsay Halligan, was the only one to sign the charging documents. No other assistant U.S. attorney did so. And last night, one longtime assistant U.S. attorney in Virginia resigned, citing this new case against James Comey.
Charges obstruction and making a false statement to Congress. When Comey testified in 2020 in a social media post, he maintains his innocence and says, let's have a trial. You could wind up paying more for furniture and medicine after the president slapped a new round of taxes on imports. As for meds, CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
Over $230 billion of imported drugs came into the U.S. last year. Now, what I do want to caveat is this announcement says that any drug company that has broken ground or is in construction on new manufacturing facilities in the U.S., they are exempt from that tariff.
This week, Eli Lilly, maker of popular weight loss drugs, announced plans to build a plant in Houston. Core inflation is holding steady. The Commerce Department says consumer spending was up just 0.3% in August, putting the annual rate at 2.7. That's about what analysts expected. Today's report also indicates the president's tariffs have had only a limited impact on consumer prices. Receive a government check every month? Don't look for an envelope in the mail.
Social Security checks are going paperless. Starting next week on September 30th, the administration says it will distribute funds to its nearly 70 million retiree recipients by direct deposit or debit card.
CBS's Jesse Mitchell. There's a new hurricane swirling in the Atlantic Ocean near the Virgin Islands. Meteorologist Craig Allen is keeping a close eye on it.
No direct landfall is expected from Umberto as it tracks to the north-northeast, and this is a very good thing because Umberto is likely to continue to intensify rapidly and become a major hurricane.
Dow futures are up 208, Nas futures ahead 83. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
6:03, let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And we are starting off on 167, as we probably will be for months. Looks like that bridge strike there, and that is going to need a girder replacement as we approach that overpass near Ellingson and Pacific. Not going to be fixed for months, and so we're going to be in this one-lane configuration for a long time. 50-minute drive already from Puyallup to Renton, and on a Friday. That's a 15-minute delay. Once you get through that, 405 Renton to Bellevue, you'll pick up the pace. It's running at 50. 15. The ripple effect, a lot more slowing on northbound I-5. Heading up towards Highway 18, it's already 20 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's plus 10. And then Federal Way to Seattle's about 35. So not too bad there. Lake bridges are quiet. Coming down from the north end, only 35 minutes to go from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma, only 35 as well. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control. Serious savings, homecomfortalliance.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. After nearly 4 months on the run, the search for murder suspect Travis Decker has come to an end. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison confirms that DNA testing now confirms Decker is dead. And joining us live is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with the latest on the investigation.
Yeah, Charlie, Decker's remains were found near Rock Island Campground, 17 miles east of Leavenworth, not far from the spot where deputies discovered the bodies of his 3 daughters back in June. He was Sheriff Morrison at a press conference just yesterday.
We found Mr. Decker. He's accounted for, and then we can say that threat to our community is confirmed, no longer a threat.
Now, you'll remember back on May 30th, Decker picked up his daughters in Wenatchee during a custodial visit, but never brought them home. He was wanted for murdering all 3 children, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. The manhunt included local and federal law enforcement. It stretched from the Enchantment Mountains to Blewett Pass to the Teanaway Valley in neighboring Kittitas County. Well, Morrison also spoke about the girl's mother, Whitney.
I certainly just feel for the family. I couldn't imagine that as a father, to lose any of my kids, especially all 3. And I hope that we never see anything like this in Chelan County again.
Earlier this week, the U.S. Marshals declared Decker dead based on DNA results from clothing that was found at that scene. But Morrison waited for DNA results from skeletal remains that were also found at that scene. The other day, he told me over the phone he wanted to dispel a bizarre rumor floating around, and that's why he waited so long to declare Decker dead.
We're also aware of some narratives that have gone out there that he simply killed somebody else and left their remains on the mountainside.
And swapped clothes with them as well. Obviously, that's not true. Charlie, this is one of the largest manhunts in the state that we've ever seen, and maybe that we'll ever cover as journalists. Hopefully, family and friends can now find some closure.
Okay, Luke, thank you for that. 6:06 now. Would the Trump administration consider moving the 2026 World Cup matches set for Seattle to another city? Possibly.
Any city we think is going to be even a little bit dangerous for the World Cup or for the Olympics, where they have Olympic overthrow, right? But for the World Cup in particular, because they're playing in so many cities, we won't allow it to go we'll move it around a little bit. But I hope that's not going to happen.
The FIFA World Cup will be jointly hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, with Seattle's Lumen Field selected as one of the venues. Our news partners at KIRO 7 have reached out to FIFA for a statement. It looks like the lane restrictions on Highway 167 in Pacific are going to be around for a while. As you heard Sully mention, KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors spoke with WashDOT and has this update.
2 northbound lanes have been closed in Pacific since Tuesday when a truck hit a girder beneath the highway. The question is, how long will it take before it's back to normal? Spokesperson Brian Nielsen.
We will not be able to put traffic back on that until we've completely replaced that girder. We don't have a timeline yet, but it's not measured in weeks, it's measured in months.
In the meantime, WashDOT is looking into opening a second lane. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Well, we made it to a Friday. Manda has the day off. So does producer David, but producer Jonah is in with us. And Sully, of course, you're here in the studio. I've got a really dumb question.
Sure. I've got a really dumb answer.
What is a girder? Like, I know it's like, is that the metal piece? Is that like the entire segment of the overpass?
It's like you lay down the bones. of the overpass. These are basically, if you were to look at your house as it was being built, these are the ceiling joists.
Okay.
Then you would lay the plywood on top for the next floor above.
So in
a bridge, yes, they have to replace
the entire segment.
It looks that way, depending. I've seen the pictures of it look like they're going to have to replace a pretty significant section of that girder, which would, in this case, since the runs parallel to 167, so which would also mean at some point they're probably going to have to close that Third Avenue overpass as well. So
presumably if there's a section of this bridge missing.
So it's basically the bones.
Who
of
pays
the
for
overpass.
this? Who's paying for it?
My assumption would be, and I'm waiting to get clarification, is the driver was cited. The truck driver was cited. My guess would be that WashDOT will have to sue the trucking company to recoup the costs and see where that goes from there.
Traffic is absolutely hosed in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hosed. Because everybody's taking the back route.
And again, as we just heard from Big Game Nate, it's we're talking, that's just not good.
Yeah. All right. Well, keep us updated.
Happy news for a Friday. Yay.
It's 6:09. This was happy news last night with the Seahawks. They nearly blew that 14-point lead in Arizona last night. But then with 33 seconds left, the Cardinals tied the game at 20. Then Sam Darnold hit Jackson Smith-Njigba for a 22-yard gain. That set up Jason Myers, who needed a 52-yard field goal as time expired.
Michael Dixon puts it down. Jason Myers, the kick is on the way, and the kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Seahawks win the game.
Seattle won 23-20. They are now 3-1 on the season. We've beaten the Cardinals 8 times in a row. Mariners keep on rolling. Seattle beat the Rockies 6-2 last night, locking in their 17th win in 18 games, and it was a big night for Eugenio Suarez.
Swung on, belted deep to left field. Going, and goodbye baseball off the facing of the upper deck and left. Number 49 for Eugenio Suarez.
Now the Mariners have a first-round playoff bye and home field advantage in the American League Division Series. Now, Cal Raleigh's 60th home run put a smile on the face of every Mariners fan this week, and the story of the boy who wound up with the ball made that moment even brighter. With the story, here's KIRO Newsradio's Aaron Granillo.
It was the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mariners on the brink of clinching their first division title since 2001. Chance of MVP for Cal Raleigh.
Stretch of the pitch to Cal. Swing and a drive deep to right field. There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
The ball landed in section 108, where Galen Ruelos was sitting with his wife and son.
I see it ricochet off 3 sets of hands behind me, and I turn around and look. And then come to find out later, it actually bounced off my wife's head.
And landed in the hands of another fan. What happened next was caught on a now viral video.
Oh my God, they gave it away to this kid. Oh my God, congrats, kid. Woo!
That kid is Galen's son.
You know, he's a 12-year-old, 6th grader, student at St. Anthony's, and just overcome with emotion. He starts bawling.
Ruelos tells KIRO News Radio's G and Ursula.
He whispered to me and said, like, Dad, because it's Cal, I want him to have it. You know, he was never like, we're going to keep it for, like, money. That wasn't even a thought.
The Mariners gave the boy a signed Cal Raleigh bat in return, but Ruelos says his son also received a most valuable lesson in selflessness.
You know, I'm getting emotional, but he didn't have to do that, and my son was a beneficiary of it. So in this turbulent world of ours, like, you can still do nice things to people, and I hope he just pays it forward. Is all I hope for him to remember.
A core memory of kindness in this storybook season for the Mariners with one swing of a bat.
Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh!
And so much more. Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Well, the Mariners were able to find that generous fan, only his first name given. His name is Glenn. They thanked him personally before the game yesterday. What a great story.
Yeah, it was really cool. Frank, yesterday afternoon, I was listening to our friends at 710 Sports.
Yeah.
And they got the word from the Mariners. They're like, if you know this dude, let us know. The Mariners are trying to find this guy. Who is this guy? And they finally found him, and he and his family got to meet Cal before the game and stuff. It was like, what a...
He didn't even want to give his last name. He just wanted to be...
in the world we're in right now.
Yeah.
What a shining light of goodness.
Decent person.
We needed that. Yeah. So good on you, Glenn.
All right. Well, let's get a check on weather now. It's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nick Allard is here. How's the weekend shaping up, Nick?
Very much like today. So what you have right now, if you looked at the satellite and radars, you'd see this system that's stalled out to the north, and it is going to keep more clouds and keep some moisture going, say, from like Forks through the north end of Snohomish County to the border. And right now there's some rain falling as far south as like Mount Vernon, maybe a little bit farther south of that, and some rain in Bellingham. Those spots will see more clouds today. You can figure from Everett north, just more clouds, or maybe even just Snohomish County north, but especially around Everett north today and tomorrow. And you'll see maybe a few sprinkles up there today or even tomorrow, while the rest of the area, maybe some patchy fog and then some fantastic sunshine. So south of Everett, a lot of sun. North of Everett, a lot of clouds and maybe a shower or two. Highs will be in the upper 60s and lower 70s, so no trouble for the game tonight. Roof will be open. And then tomorrow, I expect you'll go with a lot of sunshine, but again, farther north and west, you could see some showers from Forks through Bellingham, through, Snohomish, Skagit County line north. And then we all do see a lot of clouds on Sunday, but we're just going to hold off on rain until the afternoon for the coast and then inland late Sunday night into Monday. But we don't have Hawks Sunday anyway, so does Sunday even count? Like, do we still have one?
I mean, maybe there are other things that could be done.
Like what? Talking to your family and so. Come on.
Yeah, that might be a little much.
Yeah, I may have to let you do that for me. I'll give him your phone number.
Okay. Will do. Thank you, Nick. Right now in Seattle, it is clear and 49. 6:14 now. Let's head over to the traffic desk with Sully.
15-minute delay on northbound 167 trying to get into the Pacific area. Still only one lane open as we get underneath that overpass there before Ellingson. 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. You will pick up the pace after that because it's not bad the rest of the way on up. And Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Ripple effect. People have headed over to I-5. Some slowing up the hill to 18 more than normal. 20 minutes to get you up to Federal Way, and then Federal Way to Seattle's about 35. Lake Bridge is quiet. Coming down from the north end, we have about a 35-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma is not too bad at 35 minutes. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe, and you can get fresh video content daily.
Okay, get ready to dive back into Pandora. The next Avatar film is on the horizon, and here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard.
Hey guys, the new trailer for Avatar, Fire and Ash, was just released. Take a listen to this.
Protect your sisters. Yes, sir. Stay under cover. What does that always say?
Sully stick together.
No, the other one.
Sully never quits.
That's right. Sully's never quit.
This is the third installment of the blockbuster franchise, which shows Jake Sully and his family at war with an enemy Na'vi tribe called the Ash People. Sam Worthington, Zoe Zandala, Sigourney Weaver, and Kate Winslet all return for the latest action-packed film, and you can catch it in theaters right before Christmas on December 19th.
All right. Sully's never quit is what I think they said. And yeah. It's true, right?
Yeah, having never seen the Avatar movies. Well, I saw I think part of the first one.
Yeah. Well, but, you've seen enough.
Yeah.
It's 6:16.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's Morning News. For a woman who receives a cancer diagnosis, life can get very stressful very quickly. And one of the things we know is that when you have a cancer diagnosis, being physically active can really make the difference. Joining us right now is Erica Newman. She is with Team Survivor Northwest. I want to find out a little bit about your organization and also talk about the big fundraiser you have coming up. Erica, this is a personal topic for myself, my family. We are 4.5 years post breast cancer for my wife since her first diagnosis. This is a big issue for so many people driving down the road, listening right now, watching on YouTube. What got you involved with Team Survivor?
It's personal for me as well. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, similar to your wife, in October of 2023, so just a few years ago. And as you know, that diagnosis it's a moment in time, and you just kind of stop and you're like, oh boy, how am I going to respond to this? What's going to change in my life? It feels like everything's out of control. And at that moment, as I'm looking for resources and trying to figure things out, I became connected to Team Survivor Northwest, became a member of Team Survivor Northwest. I'd been a runner for so long. I had this 9-year running streak where I'd run every day. A little crazy, I realize. And one of my first thoughts when being diagnosed was, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my running streak. And then I found Team Survivor Northwest. And it was the perfect fit for me because it was about being active during treatment. And all of that it brings. I mean, it helps reduce the side effects of the treatment, which, as you know from your wife, is great.
Yes.
And it helps with recovery. It helps prevent recurrence. And I just found this strong community of survivors and thrivers to bond with, to grow with, to feel like I had that support. So as I became a member, I then became a staff person as I finished treatment just a few months ago at the beginning of the year.
Tell us what Team Survivor Northwest does. If somebody is unfamiliar, what is your organization all about?
Team Survivor Northwest has been around for 30 years, since 1995, and it really is based on the premise that you started with. Education, fitness, and access to resources and community for women who have a cancer diagnosis. Our membership is free. We welcome any woman who's had a cancer diagnosis of any kind. It does not need to be breast cancer, any kind of cancer. And we offer free resources and fitness programs. You can take a Pilates class. You can participate in water aerobics. You can participate in hiking. We do hiking programs on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We do walks around Green Lake on Saturdays. We do mountain climbing program once a year. We just had a group of 15 survivors climb to Camp Muir on Mount Rainier.
Going through chemotherapy, radiation, so many of the treatments, it can be not only physically taxing, but it's also a mental and emotional toll as well. Do you find that exercise, even if it's something that you would otherwise consider very minimal, it is the difference maker for people's lives?
Absolutely. It really is. I mean, for me, running had always been my outlet for my mental health, and just having physical outlet and continuing that through treatment helps that mental capacity.
So walk us through this. If somebody comes to Team Survivor and look, this is for many people one of the hardest moments in their lives, what happens when they walk through the doors with you?
When you walk through the doors, membership is free. You're not having to provide anything. You register, you sign up, and right away you're connected to our community and all the offerings that we have. And so you can tailor what fits for you. For some people, depending on where they are with their treatment, you can come in during treatment, as I did. I participated during chemotherapy in some online classes. That was easier for me than leaving my home. That's what I could do at that time. And then as I came out of that, I participated in more of the in-person offerings in the Puget Sound. So it's really, we have a whole menu of options for people, and they can choose. Just last week, we did a strength training workshop at a gym in Issaquah. It varies each week.
The way you're able to do this for free for people who really want and need the help is that you do some fundraisers throughout the year. And one of the big fundraisers is coming up on October 4th. Tell us about it.
We have an annual gala. It's October 4th at the Hyatt Regency in Lake Washington. And it's a really fun evening. This year, as I said, it's our 30-year anniversary. We're celebrating those 30 years. So we will have members and supporters and survivors all there in a fun, festive atmosphere. We have raffles that we're participating in, so you can win prizes. We have the Raise the Paddle, which just supports our organization. All of it is fundraising, but we're also celebrating each other. We're celebrating our community. It's a beautiful thing. And you can support us by going to our website, teamsurvivornw.org. You can sign up to attend the gala. Right now we have $30 tickets since it's 30 years, where you can just come to the cocktail reception and join us.
All right, Erica. Once again, the website is?
teamsurvivornw.org.
Okay, this is such an important cause, and it is so meaningful to so many people in our community, and especially people like me who have family members who really are impacted by this. And I just appreciate you and all you do, and really encourage people to head out and help out with the fundraiser. Erica Newman, Team Survivor Northwest, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
6:23 now. We check traffic on the 3s with Sully.
And it is not Friday light on northbound 167, and it will not be for the rest of the morning. We're just dealing with that bridge strike, and we're going to for months now. We've got about a 2-mile backup, even on a Friday, approaching 3rd Ave, where that overpass was hit. That's getting into Pacific, and it's about a 15-minute delay, so better than the last couple of days, but still not exactly great. 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, and then Renton to Bellevue is under 20, so not bad. Ripple effect of this, of course, is that Tacoma to Federal Way is running about 10 minutes behind schedule. A lot more people are staying with the I-5 corridor to avoid that, and that is going to be our lives for the next couple of months until they fix that overpass. It's going to make this month of hell that we had across the Ship Canal Bridge maybe pale for the people coming up from the south end, and as Charlie, as you mentioned, for the people who live in those neighborhoods along either side of 167 that are just getting packed with diverting cars. Coming down from the north end, we are looking at about a 35-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Federal Way to Seattle's under 40. Lake bridges are quiet, and Olympia to Tacoma is nice and easy. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation, prosculpt.com.
We're heading for a high in the upper 60s today, partly sunny skies, and pretty much the same pattern through the weekend. In Seattle right now, it's mostly clear and 51. Coming up, it's the top stories of the day and then our opening bell report. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News.
You're in your car every day, but when's the last time your car had a checkup? At Subaru of Puyallup, we make it easy with stress-free service. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Swing by before work, after work, or whenever it fits your schedule. No hassle, no pressure, just expert care on your schedule. Your car deserves it, and so do you. Schedule your appointment today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Considering selling your home or downsizing? Visit themadronagroup.com for no obligation counsel. The Madrona Group's team of John L. Scott experts makes it easy, guiding you to best pricing and timing, maximizing your profit with smart technology and unparalleled integrity. 5-star reviews and industry best according to Zillow, Google, Yelp, Facebook, and Redfin. This Saturday, hear the Madrona Group's Jason Fox on KIRO Newsradio's Home Matters. Maximize your home sale. Visit themadronagroup.com.
For over 50 years, Buc-ee's has provided oil changes, brakes, factory service, and more with expertise and good old-fashioned customer service. No appointment needed, friendly financing available. Visit Buc-ee's.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:30. I'm Charlie Harger. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says DNA confirms Travis Decker is dead.
We found Mr. Decker. He's accounted for, and then we can say that threat to our community is confirmed, no longer a threat.
His remains were found near Rock Island Campground near Leavenworth. Decker was wanted for the killing of his 3 daughters. At yesterday's press conference, Morrison spoke about their mother, Whitney.
I certainly just feel for the family. I couldn't imagine that as a father, to lose any of my kids, especially all 3. And I hope that we never see anything like this in Chelan County again.
U.S. Marshals had declared Decker dead earlier in the week, but Morrison wanted to wait for DNA results before doing the same. 6:31 now here on Seattle's Morning News, and playoff baseball officially coming to Seattle last night. The Mariners took down the Colorado Rockies 6-2, and with that win, they've locked in the number 2 seed in the American League Division Series. Tickets for that series went on sale yesterday at noon, and they were gone in seconds. However, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with how you can still get in on the action.
Yeah, tickets are officially sold out. They're gone, but don't worry. I know a guy. I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. First, though, can we recap the crazy week that we've had?
Please.
Tuesday night, the M's beat the Rockies to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Yay, we got a wild card spot. Wednesday night, they clinched the AL West, and Cal Raleigh hit homers 59 and 60 on the season.
There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
And right now, the Big Dumper is tied with Babe Ruth for the 3rd most home runs in a single season in the American League. And then, last night, as I sat in the Bark in the Park section of T-Mobile, getting licked by two golden retrievers from behind. They were sitting. They were really good-looking dogs, but they got a lot of licks. And the Mariners clinched the second seed in the playoffs with a little help from Gino Suarez.
Swung on, belted deep to left field. Going and goodbye baseball off the facing of the upper deck and left. Number 49 for Eugenio Suarez.
All right, so you want tickets. So I told you I know a guy. His name is SeatGeek. So here's what I found this morning. $400. $400 gets you up in the nosebleeds. Perry's Perch. Remember, it brings back some memories, right? The upper deck, $400 up there. $550 for the 100 level in the outfield. That's the lowest I saw. Anywhere from $850 to $1,200 everywhere else. First and third base lines as well. The ADLS is the best of a 5-game series, by the way. So games 1 and 2 are here at T-Mobile. Game 5 would also be here at T-Mobile, but we won't need that because the M's are going to sweep that series. They're going to sweep. So who are they going to face? That's the other big question. It looks like right now it's either going to be the Cleveland Guardians, the Guardians, that's their new name, or the Detroit Tigers, who are locked in an AL Central battle right now.
This is fun. We've played ALDS against, or no, it's ALCS against Cleveland back in the day. It would be fun to take on the Tigers too. I like it.
Either one.
Can I just mention one thing too? Because people go, wait, Rick said that Cal beat Babe Ruth's home run record in 2 different times. That's because Babe Ruth had not only the 59th home run, 59 home runs in one season. So he beat that. And then Babe Ruth also had 60 home runs in a different season. And so he beat both of those Babe Ruth, or tied the second Babe Ruth record. So people confused. Did Rick get it wrong? No, Rick didn't get it wrong. That's how good Babe Ruth was, and that's how good Cal Raleigh is.
How good Rick is, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Babe Ruth did it with fewer games, too. So, I don't know. There's a bit of debate there, Charlie.
Yeah, I know.
We're getting into the weeds.
Yeah,
Cal
all right.
Raleigh is just incredible.
Go Cal. Yeah, let's check over at the traffic desk now. We've got Sully watching the roads for us.
And burying the lead, as always, Luke. Did you know those 2 golden retrievers that were licking you?
I do
or
now.
Or were they strangers?
I do now. I do now.
Just curious. I can't believe we just let that go. Looking at northbound 167, continuing to struggle up the Valley Freeway to where we have that overpass issue. Only the right lane open. We've got about a 55-minute trip now from Puyallup to Renton, about a 20-minute delay. You will pick up the pace the rest of the way, and then Renton to Bellevue's under 20. Ripple effect, northbound I-5, really struggling through 25 minutes to get you up to Federal Way. And we have a little blip just after 320th, little issue over on the left shoulder, but only 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Out of the north end, 35 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. Thinking of a Kia EV? Act fast. Thousands of tax credits end next week. Visit KiaofEverett.com for a huge selection. Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Taking a look at the forecast now, we're expecting to have highs in the upper 60s today, maybe touching 70. Partly cloudy the next couple of days and dry. We see a return of showers by Monday. Right now in Seattle, it's partly cloudy and 52 at 6:36. That makes it time for the opening bell report here on KIRO News Radio. The White House says it will fire federal government employees rather than furlough them if there's a government shutdown next week. Congress has just 6 more days before the clock runs out on them to pass a budget. President Trump has said he wants something on his desk to sign, but lawmakers on Capitol Hill appear to have hit a roadblock as Republicans and Democrats don't agree on how to move forward. CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian has more.
Republicans and Democrats don't agree on approach. Republicans are pushing for a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government funded through mid-November, but Democrats see that as a partisan bill, and they believe that the president's agenda has really hurt a lot of Americans with regard to the issue of health care. So they want that addressed in some capacity to at least win their votes, which is critical in the Senate.
A major international organization says tariffs are hurting the U.S. economy.
A major international organization says the U.S. economy is weakening, largely because of tariffs. I'm Jeff Colvin of Fortune magazine with the Fortune Business Update. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, is a multi-country group seeking the highest possible economic growth for the world. The U.S. is a member. The OECD predicts the U.S. economy's growth will drop significantly next year from what it was last year, and the main reason is tariffs. U.S. tariffs haven't been this high since the Great Depression, and the organization says the impacts have not yet been fully felt. Companies are laying off employees to maintain profits, but that can't go on forever. Bottom line, the OECD says the world and U.S. economy face major threats to growth that could start in this year's second half and persist into next year. I'm Jeff Colvin.
President Trump signed an executive order yesterday approving a deal to keep TikTok operating in the U.S. and avoid a ban. The deal will hand control of TikTok's U.S. operations, along with a copy of the algorithm to the new joint venture. But it's not a done deal yet. While the framework has been agreed upon, it still needs to get regulatory approvals from both countries. CBS White House reporter Aaron Navarro has more.
Chinese President Xi Jinping, quote, gave the go-ahead for TikTok to be ran by American investors, said that China's, quote, now fully on board, though it's important to note we're still waiting to see an official statement from their side regarding all of this. But President Trump outlined a deal, saying that tech company Oracle, which is based in America, will play a big role in terms of maintaining the security and safety of American user data in the app.
Starbucks laying off about 900 corporate workers and closing hundreds of stores, including the Reserve Roasteries on Capitol Hill and in Soto. Cameron worked at the roastery on Capitol Hill and tells KIRO News Radio she got an automated phone call yesterday.
This morning at 8 a.m., they gave us an automated phone call that we do not have jobs. They're not transferring us any stores, and basically, good luck.
Windows at the roastery are now boarded up. The famous siren above the front door was removed. Starbucks says the closure was part of a $1 billion restructuring plan across North America. Those corporate workers who are laid off are expected to find out the fate of their jobs later this morning. On Wall Street right now, we are seeing kind of a up day right now in the green. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 181 points. S&P 500 is ahead by 14. NASDAQ is ahead by 28. Now, word for KIRO 7 TV, KIRO 7 News live starting at 4. It's news that puts you there so you can see for yourself. News that's happening now so you're ready. News that investigates to get you answers. News that's local because where you live matters. No more, no now on KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m. Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, top, if you heard this one before, northbound 167 getting into the Auburn, into the Auburn area. We'll break it down for you coming up next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
He's Rick Riz, the voice of the Mariners for 40 years. And every Thursday morning at 7:15, it's the Rick Riz Show with Seattle's Morning News.
Winning the AL West, what this means for fans and how important this is.
My goodness, it's the first time in 24 years. Think about it. 24 years ago, Ichiro was a rookie. There's the joy behind that feeling.
Get the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app and at mynorthwest.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving,
You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
6:43. Let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
And we are struggling with about a 3-mile backup now on northbound 167, trying to get out of Puyallup up towards the Pacific area, where we still only have the right lane open, for after that bridge strike this week. And if you didn't hear the great news last night and earlier this morning, this is a months-long situation. We've got about a 20-minute delay now through the area, 55 minutes to go from Puyallup to Renton. Good news is north of that, it's a really good drive the rest of the way. The Renton S-curves have started to heat up a little bit. You've got about 25 minutes now to make it up into Bellevue. The ripple effect of the Valley Freeway is that, and this is the way it's going to be now for the next several months as well, a lot more people on I-5 going through Fife and up the hill. And so we're running around 20 minutes today. Even on a Friday light, that's a 10-minute delay. And then Federal Way to Seattle, though, you'll pick up the pace. It's only 42 minutes to make that run today. Across the lake, nice and easy. Coming down from the north end, starting to see a little bit more action out of Snohomish County. Westbound on the Trestle, a little bit approaching the Boeing Freeway, some on 405 and Canyon Park, and some on Shoreline for I-5. But overall, 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Really good travel times. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Headed to work? Subaru of Puyallup Service Department opens at 5 a.m. 6 days a week. Expert technicians to care for your car. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
6:44 now, and looking at the forecast, high of 69 today, partly sunny. Tomorrow, low 70s. Same sort of deal for Sunday. Right now in Seattle, it's 51 and partly cloudy at 6:44. And now we head over to Katrina Gashard. Forget high notes. Mariah Carey shocked fans by dusting off a secret grunge album?
Yeah. Okay, so she recorded this back in the 90s. So at an Apple event in New York this week with SZA, she played a never-before-heard track called Someone's Ugly Daughter. Take a listen to this. Does that sound anything like Mariah Carey to you?
No, it does not.
Okay, so the secret album back in 1995 was made at the same time she was crafting her iconic Daydream classic pop album. So fans are wondering, could a release be next? But she's pretty content in keeping them waiting and guessing.
Okay, thank you, Katrina. And you stay right there because you are coming up with your weekly parenting feature. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, though, we need to know about the Seahawks season. It's underway, and we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks 50th season celebration game. It happens October 5th. All you need to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to find out how. And if you don't have the app, you just need to text APP to 888-973-5476. We'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, September 29th.
Welcome to Quilting Mayhem. We are in Snohomish, Washington. We sell fabric, notions, we have classes, retreats, and we sell sewing machines and have sewing machine service. I am second generation of Association Washington business. They help me out in all the needs that I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my employees, staying up to date with all the state rules, and they advocate for me in what I need. One of the best benefits of being an AWB member is that it is giving me the opportunity to use Health Choice for myself, my employees, and my business. Everybody really should have health care. My employees are they're a family. We've created a community. We all care about each other. And I just needed to be there for them and their family so that they were taken care of because they take care of me every day in my business.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Well, thanks for joining us this Friday morning. You want emotionally intelligent kids? Experts say it starts with how you handle their feelings and yours. Here's KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gishard.
Dr. Becky is known for her science-backed parenting advice and podcast called Good Inside. She recently spoke with Dr. Mark Brackett, the founding director of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, and they discuss how we think about parenting and emotions. So in his research, Dr. Brackett found the number one reason parents don't ask their kids about their feelings is fear.
They are afraid of not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
And so what do you do when you don't know what to do? You go to automatic, habitual, former ways that you learn things, which is my mother's way of like, I'm going to my room and you're going to your room and we're not talking. That's the extreme, right? That's like, suck it up. You know, You're on your own, kiddo.
Yep.
Doesn't usually help.
And there are some parents who have a totally different reaction.
Oh my God, honey, what went wrong? Oh my God, I can't handle this. Oh my goodness, we have to, let's go. Like that kind of over dramatic reaction.
Yes.
So what exactly is the compromise?
It's like, honey, tell me what happened. What's going on? Yeah. And it's not this 4-hour conversation. It's really getting to know the experience. Honey, I did notice that your facial expression was different today. So my hunch is that maybe something happened at school yesterday.
Yeah.
Can we chat about it? And then you're in learning mode.
Mm-hmm.
But the learning mode is not to then say, well, like you should, suck it up or like, oh my God. The learning mode is to help engage in problem-solving mode.
Dr. Brackett says kids don't become resilient by never falling down. They become resilient because we as parents believe they can get back up. When we hold steady and trust they can do hard things, they learn to trust themselves too. When Dr. Brackett interviewed 15,000 people about their childhoods and about people who created conditions for them to thrive in, there were 3 outstanding characteristics. 1, be non-judgmental. 2, listening. 3, compassion.
I don't think people are looking for other people to fix them. I think people are looking for people to create the conditions for them to thrive and to ask them good questions so they can develop the critical thinking skills to then problem solve for themselves. And I don't think that we create the conditions for that as much as we should.
He also says time is a huge factor. Some parents don't have the patience to let their kids figure things out for themselves. They just want to get it done for them. But he says teaching kids how to manage their feelings is in the service of making them more capable human beings.
You know, it's interesting because I have teenagers now, and emotions are a moving target, right? That one day something that is upsetting may the next day not be upsetting to them. But maybe you can bring me back a little. You have two very young kids, toddlers. What's it like for you when you're trying to practice stuff like this?
Oh, I mean, toddlers have tantrums and meltdowns every other minute, and then they're totally fine.
Yeah.
I think what I learned and what's key for me and my husband is that if we're in control of our emotions, they're going to control themselves. So if my son is like on the floor crying because he's not getting to like go outside right this minute and play soccer, I'm like, well, the answer is no. We can move on to do something else, or you can wait until we're ready to go outside. So it doesn't always go over very well, but they're toddlers. So, I mean, I have to be patient and keep my cool. And then, eventually he'll be like, okay, can we go paint? Can we, go outside now? I'm like, sure, we're ready now.
Sully, doesn't that sound familiar? Like you ask Katrina about covering a story and she goes, well, the answer is no.
Usually, yeah. I'm usually having a tantrum on the floor.
Well, this is true.
Usually.
This is true. So I'm sure she goes home, goes to her husband. Man, I got some toddlers at work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Always love your parenting feature. Thank you, Katrina.
Thanks, guys.
6:53. Sully is at the traffic desk.
And we have a crash to tell you about up in the Everett area. Wondered why things had kind of gotten all red really quickly as you go south out of Everett. Right at 41st, we got a crash. A couple of cars, state trooper there. The HOV lane is blocked. A little bit of a backup, and then you have the normal stuff the rest of the way away from Linwood. So we're a little over 40 minutes now from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. Not Friday light, definitely. On the northbound 167 corridor, we've got a 3-mile backup out of Sumner up into Pacific. That is because of that bridge strike from earlier this week, and this is our life going forward until they fix that thing. Only the right lane is open. About a 20-minute delay through the area. 55 minutes from Puyallup up into the Renton area, and all of it is right there because after that, it's relatively green the rest of the way into Renton. Renton to Bellevue is picking up some action here and there. Under 30 minutes, though, to make the drive. Probably closer to 26 at this point. A lot of people over to I-5 as well to try to avoid 167, and we are looking at Tacoma to Federal Way drive of about 22 minutes at this point. Federal Way to Seattle, about 40 across the lake. We're nice and easy. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Okay, let's take a look at that forecast. First full fall weekend. And today we're expecting to have partly cloudy skies, 68 for a high in Seattle. Tomorrow a little bit warmer, but a few more clouds as well, 72 for the forecast high. On Sunday, 71. Some sun breaks, but it stays dry for the weekend. So if you have those outdoor projects, it won't be a washout, and this might be a good one to get out and do some of that fall cleanup. Monday and Tuesday, both days looking like we'll have highs in the mid-60s with showers. Right now in Seattle, it's 49. Coming up, News Nation's Leland Vittert joins us live to talk about the president's controversial claim about Tylenol.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
KIRO Newsradio is teaming up with Global Credit Union to support our veterans with the Invest in Our Veterans program. For more than 75 years, Global Credit Union has been committed to our military communities and to organizations that back our military and their families. Do you know a nonprofit serving our heroes that could use additional funding? Head to mynorthwest.com/veterans to nominate an organization to receive $1,000 to support their mission. Let's invest in our veterans. Go to mynorthwest.com/veterans.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A mix of boos and cheers as a defiant Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu took the podium to address a more than half-empty UN General Assembly today after many delegates walked out. He blasted member nations who support Palestinian statehood.
There's a familiar saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Well, for many countries here, when the going got tough, you caved.
Netanyahu said his message was being broadcast on loudspeakers into Gaza.
Lay down your arms. Let my people go. Free the hostages. All of them. The whole 48. Free the hostages now.
He held up a map of the region titled The Curse. Former FBI Director James Comey and President Trump traded barbs on social media after the Justice Department indicted Comey on charges of obstruction and making a false statement when he denied leaking information to the press during Senate testimony 5 years ago. CBS News Face the Nation's Margaret Brennan.
Comey says he has faith in the justice system in terms of how this would play out. In other words, an indictment is not a conviction, and he seems to be very confident that that won't happen.
In his Instagram post, Comey said, "Bring on the trial." On Truth Social, President Trump called Comey a bad cop. Defense Secretary Hegseth summoned hundreds of generals and admirals from around the world to a meeting in Virginia next week. The Pentagon hasn't said why. Correspondent Charlie Daggett.
A lot of questions here as to why Secretary is meeting them in person rather than on like a secured video conferences in the past. Aside from security considerations of having all that brass in one place at one time, time, it's going to cost a lot of money to fly them in from all over the world.
Meteorologist Craig Allen is keeping tabs on a hurricane that formed this morning in the Caribbean.
Humberto should stay away from land areas even into the weekend, and as the track continues to bend a little bit more to the north and then eventually to the northeast, staying in between the United States and Bermuda.
The number of babies born with syphilis is still rising. CBS's Michael George.
New CDC data shows cases of the sexually transmitted infection, which can be passed from mothers to babies, are up nearly 700% since 2015. The data also shows other sexually transmitted infections are declining in the U.S., with experts crediting greater awareness and prevention tools.
Syphilis in newborns has been linked to lifelong issues like hearing loss. The Dow is up 358. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
7:03. Wish we could say it's Friday light in the commute, but in the South End, you're having a tough one, right, Sully?
Yeah, you are, and it'll probably not be Friday light for the next several Fridays coming up the northbound 167 corridor. We've got months worth of this closure underneath the overpass that was hit this week in Pacific. 3.5 mile backup and a 55-minute trip from Puyallup to Renton. 20-minute delay, and it's all just in that 3.5 miles there. And then after that, it's a really good drive the rest of the way, so that's pretty decent. Now, then we're looking at Renton to Bellevue of about 25 minutes. Some people have bailed over to I-5. It's not as bad as it has been the last couple of days, but it's still 25 minutes from Tacoma up into Federal Way, which is about a 15-minute delay for a Friday. And then Federal Way to Seattle, you'll continue to pick up the pace. It's under 45 minutes there. We still have the HOV lane blocked on southbound I-5 at 41st in Everett, so as you're coming down out of downtown, you're going to see the brake lights there. That's the only real spot of bother on that drive, about 42 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Lake bridges are good. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation, prosculpt.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:04. Amanda has the day off. I'm Charlie Harger. After nearly 4 months on the run, the search for murder suspect Travis Decker has come to an end. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison confirms that DNA testing now confirms Decker has died. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest on the investigation and joins us live.
Yeah, Charlie, Decker's remains were found near Rock Island Campground near Leavenworth, less than a mile from the spot where deputies discovered the bodies of his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Here was Sheriff Morrison at a press conference yesterday.
I certainly view it as a win for our community that we can close this. This has been a very dark chapter. You're looking at one of the largest manhunts in Chelan County history, one of the most horrific crimes that we've seen in Chelan County, and we're glad to put it behind us.
He also spoke about the girl's mother, Whitney, hoping the news will somehow lead to closure for her.
If anything, we just hope that maybe she would sleep better at night. She wouldn't be looking over her shoulder. But we understand nothing we can do is going to reverse this travesty and bring her daughters back.
Now, you'll remember this all started back in May, late May, when Travis Decker picked up his daughters in Wenatchee during a custodial visit, but never brought them home. The manhunt for Decker led local and federal investigators to the Enchantments, Blewett Pass, to the Teanaway Valley and neighboring Kittitas County, even at Snoqualmie Pass one day. It turns out Decker's body, though, was near the crime scene all along. Now, earlier this week, the U.S. Marshals declared Decker dead based on DNA results from clothing they found at that scene. The other day, Morrison told me he was still waiting to also get DNA results back from skeletal remains found at that scene, and those DNA results came back yesterday because he also wanted to dispel a bizarre rumor that was floating around.
We're also aware of some narratives that have gone out there that he simply killed somebody else and left their remains on the mountainside.
And perhaps swapped clothing with that person. That did not happen. Charlie, still a lot of questions here, though. You know, a lot of people are wondering right now as they're driving to work, did Decker commit suicide? Did he fall? Was he injured? How did he end up there? What happened? We're waiting for the cause of death. Hopefully that'll answer some of those questions.
Appreciate it, and thanks for the update, Luke. 7:07 now. A signature gatherer says a woman claiming to be a priest harassed her at the Bonnie Lake Walmart this week. Video of the incident was recorded by the group Let's Go Washington. Take a listen.
Let me tell you what that's really about.
If you don't know, you inbred hillbilly bull.
Melissa was collecting signatures for 2 initiatives, including one that would bar biological boys from competing in girls' sports. She tells the Jason Rance Show on Seattle Red 770 AM she's been confronted by several people.
And what they're trying to do is ban us from that Walmart. We get a lot of signatures there. People want to sign there, and they don't want us there.
That full video, by the way, is posted on seattlered.com. The 25-year-old Renton man charged with the beating of a trans woman at the Renton Transit Center was arraigned yesterday. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch has more.
The suspect, Randmore Edwards, charged with assault and a hate crime in the beating of 39-year-old Nikki Armstrong September 15th, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecutors allege Edwards and 3 teens beat and kicked Armstrong while yelling transphobic slurs. Judge David Keenan ordered Edwards held on an existing $300,000 bail.
These are very violent charges, and it is the alleged brutality and the alleged animus which gives me the greatest concern.
At the King County Regional Justice Center in Kent, James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
President Trump says he would consider moving 2026 World Cup matches out of cities he believes are unsafe, including Seattle, if local leaders don't follow his immigration orders. He made the comments during an Oval Office exchange with reporters yesterday.
Seattle, San Francisco.
They're going to be very secure.
But could those games move if they don't cooperate with your prime push?
Well, that's an interesting, I guess, but we're going to make sure they're safe.
Our news partners at KIRO 7 News have reached out to FIFA for comment.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
7:09 Friday morning. I'm Charlie Harger. Manda is off today, but as always, we have Sully here in studio with us, checking the roads on the 3s, and we have producer Jonah Oakley filling in for David Burbank today. Katrina Gishard is out at the news desk following all the big stories, and of course, Luke Ducey is our reporter. Coming up on this hour of the show, News Nation's Leland Vittert. He's going to join the show live to react to President Trump's controversial claim that Tylenol causes autism. Leland, if you didn't know, is on the autism spectrum. And G. Scott stops by to share his thoughts on last night's Seahawks game. 7:09 now. Arrests have been made after that mass shooting at Lakewood Park in May. With the update, here's KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas.
7 people, as you may remember, shot as a result of that incident, many of them simply caught in the crossfire of a gang feud. Court documents for the 2 suspects say this fight was over a previous homicide of a friend of one of the suspects that has been captured. Now, detectives say the 2 ran into each other at Harry Todd Park and challenged each other to a fight, and one was accused of pulling out a gun and opening fire. Several of those shot were innocent bystanders, but thankfully, nobody passed away.
Eugenio Suarez powered the Mariners to another win last night.
Swung on, belted deep to left field. Going and goodbye baseball off the facing of the upper deck and left. Number 49 for Eugenio Suarez.
Seattle beat Colorado 6-2, their 17th win in the last 18 games, and now they have a first-round playoff bye, so they'll host Game 1 of the Division Series October 4th. Seahawks also won last night. It was a close one, 23-20. Last-minute field goal from Jason Myers won the game. It's looking like another rough weekend ahead with plenty of road work on the docket. Here's KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors with the Big 4 happening.
WashDOT is racing the clock to get as much done before the rainy season kicks in. This weekend includes a full closure on I-5 in Kent, a full closure on 405 in Renton, and a couple projects through Issaquah and Auburn. Spokesperson Chris Olson talks about the I-5 closure.
Starting Friday night at 11:59 p.m., we are going to close all lanes of southbound I-5 at SR 516 in Kent, and that lane closure will extend down to South 272nd Street. The reason we're doing this is we have 60 broken concrete panels that need to be replaced, and they have a very long cure time, which is why it requires an entire weekend. This is really vital infrastructure and preservation work to help extend the life of I-5. We are also going to be closing the new southbound 509 expressway from 24th Avenue to I-5.
That's because the southbound 509 expressway spits you out in the work zone. All lanes should be reopened by 4 a.m. Monday. Friday night and midnight, all southbound lanes of 405 are going to shut down between Sunset Boulevard and State Route 167 in Renton. Craig Smiley with WashDOT.
Our crews will be installing drainage
paving and doing another traffic shift. So that traffic shift is to facilitate a center work zone to kind of complete work on that project.
This is part of the epic Bellevue to Renton widening and toll lanes project, and also expected to wrap up early Monday morning. Westbound 18 in Auburn will be down to a single lane between M and C streets for expansion joint repairs. This work starts Friday night at 9 through 1 a.m. Sunday. At that time, work will shut down all westbound lanes of State Route 18 near Auburn Way South. Detours will be in place, and all lanes will reopen by 5 a.m. Monday. Our fourth big project reduces westbound 90 to a single lane through Issaquah. WashDOT's David Rasback with details.
This will begin at 9 p.m. Friday night as well, and will close up to 3 lanes, right lanes of westbound I-90 in Issaquah near Front Street, leaving 1 lane open. We'll also close the Front Street on-ramp to westbound I-90. And this is, again, to do some preservation of bridge work, repairing pavement, and replacing a waterproof membrane on the bridge. All lanes will open by 8 a.m. on Sunday.
Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
All right, time to get a check on the weather. It's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nick Allard from KIRO 7 is here. And Nick, how's the weekend shaping up?
Pretty nice. I mean, I think very similar to what you're seeing out there today, which is a little cloud cover at the moment, sure, but eventually south of Everett, you're going to see a lot of sunshine today. It'll be really nice. Highs will be in the upper 60s and lower 70s, but north of Everett, I'm thinking you're going to find more clouds, and I think you will also see a few continued showers, especially closer to places like Bellingham, for example, where you have had some light, but still there, measurable rain. Tomorrow, we all wake up to cloudy conditions, and you'll see a little sunshine increasing, but I think north of Everett, same thing, more clouds and maybe some occasional light showers. Highs will be around 70, and then Sunday, we all see more clouds, but I think you're going to hold off on much in the way of rain until late in the day because you'll have some rain for the coast, and then that comes inland maybe closer to like 10 p.m. So it's going to be a while. So most of Sunday is just drier, but you do have rain out to the west. And then we start next week cool, wet, and breezy with highs in the mid-60s, and then on and off showers are possible next week. And temperatures are really starting to go down. Feel it in the mid-60s for daytime highs. So here we go.
It's almost like it's fall, Nick.
I don't understand, and I reject your reality, and I substitute my own.
Okay. Right now in Seattle, it's 51 at 7:14. Let's head over to Chris Sullivan now at the traffic desk.
And we're getting closer to an hour to make the drive from Puyallup up into Renton because of the 3.5-mile backup up to that closure under the overpass that was hit earlier this week. Only the right lane is open. We've got only 15 minutes out of Auburn, but as I said, close to an hour all the way. That's a 25-minute delay. Renton to Bellevue, though, under 30 minutes, probably closer to 5. If you wanted to bail and go over to northbound I-5 through Fife up to Federal Way, that drive is actually not too bad today because of the volume. It's running right around 22 minutes now from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is only about 8 minutes slower than it should be. Federal Way to Seattle, about 45 minutes. That's about average. Across the lake, no issues. Coming down from the north end, we have cleared the crash that was blocking the HOV lane near 41st and South Everett. Give yourself about 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This report brought to you by Wilcox Family Farms Eggs. Fresh food comes from local farms. For healthier eggs with 3 times the omega-3s, choose Wilcox Omega-3 Eggs at Costco, locally fresh since 1909.
At 7:15, a Texas firefighter with a fear of heights is going viral on TikTok. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard with her story. Katrina?
Alrighty, so this is firefighter Avon Anderson. He needs to pass his rope rescue certification, but he is terrified of heights. Ow! So the first couple of days of training were a little rough. As you just heard, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. The third day, he even thought that he might lose control of his bowels. He wanted to clarify that did not happen. Day 4, he was almost, get this, unrecognizable. He was calm, collected, and he successfully lowered himself down this building. Here we go. Yeah! So his colleague decided to film his progress to help Anderson see how he was doing, and millions of people on TikTok were cheering him on, and he passed his test, guys.
Okay. There were quite a bit of details in there. I'm not sure I needed to know, Katrina.
I know, but it just added a little bit of context to the story.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's 7:16.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Well, thanks for joining us this Friday morning, and joining us live this morning is friend of the show, Leland Vitter. You know Leland from News Nation and his War Notes newsletter. He's also out with a new book called Born Lucky. Leland, Manda is off today. She really wants to dig into the book when we talk next week. So just how about a tease? What is the book about?
So Born Lucky is the story of my father quitting his job to become my therapist, coach, mentor, and only friend when at 5 years old I was diagnosed with autism. And he decided that he would not adapt the world to me, he would adapt me to the world. And this is his story, our story. It's about me, yes, but it is really for parents, every parent, every aunt, uncle, grandparent who has a kid suffering the way I did. Everything from autism to ADHD to anxiety, bullying at school, all the problems that are coming with social media, to give parents real hope that there is a huge difference they can make, the hope that my parents did not have when I was diagnosed.
I really can't wait to dig into this with you next week, because I'm seeing you all over the place in terms of advice you have for parents, but also some perspective on some of the stories happening around the world right now. And that's what I wanted to use this as a launching spot for. Is I wanted to talk about the president's press conference earlier this week, where he identified Tylenol as a cause of autism when it's used by pregnant moms. You've lived this journey as somebody on the autism spectrum. What was your reaction when you saw the press conference?
So my first reaction when I saw the press conference was relief, because finally now there is a serious conversation happening in America about the causes of autism. We've gone from 1 in 1,000 kids when I was diagnosed to 1 in 31, 3 times higher for boys, much higher for poor and minority communities. And finally now, this is being treated as the public health question of our time, the scientific question of our time, which is fantastic and long overdue to search for the causes. Number two, I am not a doctor, nor am I a scientist, and I have the chemistry grades to prove it. So in Born Lucky, I take you through a lot of the struggles I had in school. You would not be wanting to take medical advice from me. I'm not going to give it on radio or television. In terms of is probably the takeaway message that some people got, that if you don't take Tylenol as a pregnant woman, your kid won't have autism. Does there seem to be the backup evidence for that? No. But again, we cannot let, great be the enemy of good, and good here is finding answers to these questions.
One of the topics I brought up in a commentary earlier this week, Leland, is if the president doesn't trust, let's say, research from an Ivy League university, why not have a more conservative medical school? And there are plenty of them. Run the research, do a study of their own, and just do more rigorous research. I'm curious, just your thoughts of A, the politicization of such a serious topic, but B, how we can do more research and really get to some of the root causes.
Great question. It is bat bleeping crazy when you see people on TikTok now, pregnant women downing Tylenol to own Trump. It's wild. And it shows you, that there is a group of people who hate Trump more than they love their kids, which I don't understand, especially when you read Born Lucky and you see the love and dedication my mother and father provided for me. The ... to what you're asking is, I don't think it's one individual study. Science is not truth. It is the pursuit of truth. And when I had Jay Bhattacharya on the program, the head of the NIH, he said very clearly, we don't know what causes autism. The way to figure it out is to start with a blank sheet of paper. And I think that's the problem. In the past 40 years, we've made huge advances in HIV. It's no longer a death sentence. Many cancers are now curable. Most are treatable that weren't 40 years ago. Huge advances in heart disease. Heart attacks don't necessarily kill you anymore. And then we can create bionic people with artificial limbs. we have very little additional understanding about autism. And that part of the reason of that is people have been scared to ask the questions because some group is going to get offended. The pro-vax community, the anti-vax community, the neurodivergent is a superpower community. Enough with all of that. Let's just find the answers. And I think the thing that is most important, and I say this as someone who grew up with autism and went through hell with it, and your listeners can buy Born Lucky, that's my book about it, is if you gave anybody, but especially me, who now is newly married with a young wife, and said, hey, your wife is pregnant, you can check a box. The kid's going to have autism, yes or no. 1,000 times out of 1,000, I check no. So why would we not try to get to the point where we can figure out the causes and hopefully figure out how to stop going from 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 31 kids to on the way right now to like 1 in 10 kids? Let's stop this.
Well, Leland, looking forward to the book. When does it come out, by the way?
So available on Amazon right now. You can buy it. Born Lucky book. I think we're the #1 book in fatherhood right now. And if you order it now, it will be on your doorstep September 30th.
Okay. Well, timely book. Absolutely, Leland. Really appreciate your time this morning. And we'll be going deeper into the book next week when we have a chance to talk. Appreciate your time today. That is News Nation's Leland Vittert. He also has a newsletter called War Notes. You can go to warnotes.com. 7:23 now. Time for traffic on the threes. Let's head over to Sully.
And we picked up the pace just a little bit on northbound 167 through that 3-mile backup up to the bridge strike at overpass at the 3rd Street. We are looking at about a 50-minute trip from Puyallup up to Renton now. We've picked up 5 minutes, so that's good. You consider it's only 15 out of Auburn. That tells you just the kind of day you're going to have. There is diversion over to I-5 like we've seen every day this week, but it's not as bad. Only 22 minutes to get you up to Federal Way, which is only about 10 minutes behind schedule. And then Federal Way to Seattle's running 45. We have the heavy brake lights now at the north end of Boeing Field, past the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. The Renton S-curves, now give yourself about 30 minutes to make that trip. There's some off and on slowing all the way up to about 44th. But after that, it's a clean drive into Bellevue. Across the lake, no issues. Coming down from the north end, we've seen most of the braking in Everett right around 41st go away now that that crash has cleared. Starting to see the normal stuff in Shoreline and in Bothell. About 45 minutes still from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. 18 over Tiger Mountain is not bad at this point, and 16 between Port Orchard and Tacoma is quiet. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. You can learn more at globalcu.org.
All right. We're looking for partly sunny skies today, a high of 68. More clouds this weekend. Highs in the low 70s. Showers make a comeback by Monday. Right now in Seattle is 59. Coming up, more of the day's top stories. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News.
A Chi and Ursula exclusive on KIRO Newsradio.
There it is, number 60, Cal Raleigh.
A guy did catch it. He gave it to this young boy in the stands. And we are joined by that boy's father, Galen Ruelos.
He caught it. He didn't have to do it. It was a complete random act of kindness to my son. You know, he's a 12-year-old, 6th grader, and just overcome with emotion. He starts bawling.
Hear the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio app and KIRO Newsradio on YouTube.
What if weight loss didn't feel like a lonely battle? What if you had a proven tool and a trusted guide by your side? At Longevity Medical Clinics, our medically supervised GLP-1 weight loss program helps you shed pounds, boost your metabolism, and feel more like yourself again. But unlike online programs that drop medication at your doorstep and disappear, we take the time to understand your body. We track your lab work, monitor your safety, and adjust your plan so your results are healthy and lasting. Because weight loss isn't one size fits all, and you deserve a program designed for your unique biology. If you're serious about losing weight and you want to do it the right way, Longevity Medical Clinic is here to help. Call Longevity Medical Clinics today at 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com for your free health analysis. Longevity Medical Clinics. Real medicine, real monitoring, real results. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm Brian Forth. I'm the founder and president at Site Crafting. We're based in Tacoma, Washington, and we're a full-service digital agency. Our clients are really important to us, but nothing happens without the team that we've built here at Site Crafting. And so it's very important to me as a business owner to provide the best benefits we can within our budget to make sure that families were taken care of and that they did not have the stress of having to deal with healthcare benefits, buying them on their own or anything else. AWB's Health Choice is the best option for me as a small business owner compared to the larger corporations. We just don't have the buying power, and Health Choice fills that for us. They allow us to offer best-in-class benefits to our employees. They're very happy being able to keep their doctor, getting labs covered, x-rays, all those pieces that could be big out-of-pocket expenses if they didn't have Health Choice.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:30. I'm Charlie Harger. Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 young daughters, has been declared dead by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals Service. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says DNA from skeletal remains found by investigators in a remote area near Rock Island Campground matched Decker's.
I certainly view it as a win for our community that we can close this. This has been a very dark chapter. You're looking at one of the largest manhunts in Chelan County history, one of the most horrific crimes that we've seen in Chelan County, and we're glad to put it behind us.
Morrison spoke about their mother, Whitney.
If anything, we just hope that maybe she would sleep better at night. She wouldn't be looking over her shoulder, but we understand nothing we can do is going to reverse this travesty and bring her daughters back.
U.S. Marshal Service had declared Decker dead earlier in the week, but Morrison waited, and he wanted to make sure the DNA results that were returned from the State Patrol Crime Lab were confirmed to be Decker's. 7:31 now, and playoff baseball officially coming to Seattle. Last night, the Mariners took down the Rockies 6-2, and with that win, they are locked into the number 2 seed in the American League Division Series. Tickets for that series went on sale yesterday at noon. They were gone in seconds. However, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with how you can still get in on the action.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got you.
Okay.
I've got you. Even though tickets are officially sold out. That's just officially. That doesn't mean anything. So let me ask you, though, how much would you two be willing to pay for tickets? ALDS. Sully, Charlie?
I don't know. Maybe
like $200. That's it. I wouldn't go. I mean, I just can't afford anything more than that.
Right.
Well, yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, sure. I've got the kids. They're going to want to go. So
I don't want to eat.
Yeah, exactly. What are we talking about?
I want food. Well, I know a guy. His name is SeatGeek. $400. $400 gets you the upper deck nosebleeds. $550 and up for the 100 level. That's in the outfield. Anywhere from $850 to $1,200. I'm sure they'll get higher, closer to the first pitch. That's everywhere else in the 100 level. So, are you two asking yourself, what just happened this week? I mean, this is just, what a crazy
great week. So many wins.
Tuesday night, the M's beat the Rockies to clinch the spot in the playoffs. Then Wednesday night, they clinched the AL West. And then Cal Raleigh.
There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
I could listen to that all day long. He joined Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, and Aaron Judge, hitting 60 home runs in a single season in the American League. And then last night,
swung on, belted deep to left field. Going, and goodbye baseball off the facing of the upper deck and left. Number 49 for Eugenio Suarez.
Suarez and the Mariners clinched the second seed with that. The ADLS, by the way, is a best of 5 game series. Games 1 and 2 will be here at T-Mobile, and then Game 5 will also be here in Seattle if needed. So who are we going to face? Well, right now it looks like it's either going to be the Cleveland Guardians or the Detroit Tigers. And it looks like those two teams, AL Central teams, might play each other in a wild card, best of 3 game series. So there you go. On those tickets, Sully, pro tip for you and listeners, pro tip.
Okay.
If you're trying to buy tickets outside the stadium and you hear someone say, hey, I need 2 tickets, that really means they're selling 2 tickets.
And is that person a scalper?
Yes.
Thank you, Luke.
Pro tip.
It's 7:34. Let's check in with Sully at the sports desk.
Yeah, and
or the traffic desk.
I'd rather, some days I got to throw me back to my old days covering the NBA back in Portland. But I tell you what else is happening on the second day of the ALDS, and that would be the Seahawks at home. It's going to be a lot of fun getting down to the Stadium District on Sunday of next weekend. Looking at the drive right now, we are still struggling on northbound 167. That is our life for the next little bit because of that bridge strike. Only 1 lane open in Pacific, 3-mile backup behind it, 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. That's a 20-minute delay over what you should be getting today because of the Friday light conditions. And it's only, and I mean Friday light really in other places. It's only 15 minutes out of Auburn, and there's just no slowing all the way up until you get right to 405. A lot of people have bailed over to I-5 through 5 and up the hill to 18. Our good friend Marguerite from Lacey just running that right now, telling me it's heavy there. 22 to 25 minutes, about a 10-minute delay getting up the hill, but then Federal Way to Seattle's only 45. So that's good. Renton to Bellevue, a half an hour. Coming down from the north end, you'll need about 40 to 45 minutes to get you where you need to go from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. The lake bridges are good. This report brought to you by Washington 811. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811. Or to avoid dangerous or costly damages, call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. Now let's take a look at our weather forecast for today. It should be mostly sunny today, but only getting up to just below 70 degrees. So that's actually, I guess you're right, fall's on its way. Right now we've got about 51 degrees outside the KIRO Newsradio studios.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
7:36, time for this morning's commentary. There's something special about hearing the game on the radio, the crackle of the signal, the roar of the crowd behind it, and then the voices. Steady, familiar, trusted. For me, that's Rick Riz and Steve Rabel. I'm 50 now, but as a teenager, I can still remember Rick as the young sidekick to Dave Niehaus. I'd be in my room with the radio on, listening as Dave and Rick made the Griffey sound larger than life.
I mean, the story continues to get better and better and better and better over the last 2 weeks ever since Senior signed. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball deep into left field. Way back, going back. Goodbye, baseball. They do it. The Griffeys with back-to-back home runs. And the story continues to get better and better and better.
And over on Sundays, there was Steve Rabel learning the ropes next to Pete Gross, losing his mind in the best way when Kurt Warner found the end zone. And that's the thing about local sports play-by-play guys. National broadcasters are supposed to sound detached, impartial, and that's fine if you want neutrality. But local radio is different. Our guys don't pretend. They're allowed to cheer, to shout, to cry. They feel the heartbreak, too, and they let us feel it with them. That's why even now I go out of my way to make sure I hear them. Much to my wife's dismay, I've been known to rig up all kinds of janky wiring in the living room just so I can sync the TV picture with the radio call, cords running everywhere, little speakers perched on the shelf. It looks ridiculous. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, Ingrid just shakes her head. But I'll take Rabel or Riz every time over Aikman and Buck pretending to be objective about the Seahawks. Radio is different, more personal, more intimate. Rick and Steve don't just describe games. They accompany us through life. And after 40 years broadcasting Seattle sports, those voices are more than just broadcasters. They're family. Think about it. You don't invite Al Michaels or Tony Romo into your car every afternoon. You don't let Greg Olson sit next to you on a long drive or fill the kitchen while you're grilling burgers in the backyard. But Riz and Rabel, they've been right there every summer night, every Sunday afternoon, every playoff run. I was so happy when Steve Rabel got his moment. 3 Super Bowls and the joy of calling a Seahawks championship. That will live forever. And now, maybe this is Rick's year. The Mariners are red hot. October baseball is happening in Seattle, and you can feel that same energy we felt back in '95. And Rick has been here through the highs and the heartbreaks. He has given his life, his heart to this city, to this team, and to all of us who've listened along the way. And maybe that's why this feels so important. Because if Rick finally gets his moment, it won't just belong to him. It'll belong to everyone who grew up with a radio under the pillow or a car stereo crackling on late drives home. If October magic happens, Rick's calls on those games will be stitched into Seattle's history forever. So I hope he gets to call something unforgettable this fall. He deserves that. We deserve that. Because voices like his don't just narrate the games. They narrate our memories. And this October, I'd like nothing more than for Rick Riz to call the game of his life. And that's the commentary for September 26th. You can always weigh in. Shoot us a note on the text line, 888-973-5476. You can also leave a comment on mynorthwest.com. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, shocker. I got to talk about northbound 167. It's struggling again today with a 20-minute delay. We'll break it down for you next.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
If your closets are bursting at the seams like the Curley household, it's time to call the pros at Closets by Design Seattle. Every job is completely custom. Free in-home design consultation. Right now, they're offering big savings up to 40% off, plus an additional 15% off with 18 months financing and free installation. You're getting the quality and backing of a national brand, but with friendly local Seattle service. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY Design to schedule your free in-home design consultation today.
Hey, it's Brock Hewitt here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
It's 7:43, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
Well, most of our roads are enjoying a Friday light out there, but two corridors are not, and they have the ones who have had about as bad of a week as the Mariners have had as good of a week, and that's northbound 167. Because of that bridge strike earlier this week, we are going to be dealing with having only one lane open on northbound 167 through that Pacific area for months. Is the
not
estimate.
days, not
weeks, months, as they have to replace a girder on that. And so we are looking at a 3-mile backup, even on a Friday light, and a 50-minute trip from Puyallup up to Renton, which is 20 minutes slower than it should be, 15 at least, and because it's only 15 minutes out of Auburn. So, I mean, it's going to be rough down there, especially considering we've lost the 410 bridge over the White River as well. Looking at Renton to Bellevue at about half an hour now. Now, the ripple effect of this is that northbound I-5 is really heavy through the Fife area up to Highway 18. That's the primary diversion route, and so we're looking at a 30-minute trip to get from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is 15 minutes behind schedule. You will pick up the pace because Federal Way to Seattle is only 45, so for most days that's pretty good. Out of the north end, we're under 45 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, and the lake bridges are fine. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. Thinking of a Kia EV? Act fast. Thousands in tax credits and September 30th. Visit KiaofEverett.com for a huge selection. Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Partly cloudy and 68 today. Low 70s with clouds over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Won't have a comeback of the showers until Monday, when we'll have highs in the low 70s. Right now in Seattle, it's 52 at 7:45. And we head over to Katrina Gashard. Katrina, a rogue squirrel is causing chaos in California.
It sure is. This squirrel is picking fights with humans. So the squirrel apparently pounced on residents near a local trail in the South Lake Tahoe area. This is what one woman had to say.
Suddenly a squirrel jumped on my leg and started biting and scratching me.
The squirrel even sent 2 people to the emergency room. Wildlife officials believe the squirrel may be sick or raised by humans and not equipped to handle the wild at all. So everyone is on high alert right now.
Squirrel alert in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
All right.
How big is this thing? Do we know?
It's a normal-sized squirrel.
Okay, so it's not like mega size. So I don't have to worry about something like
right.
that.
I mean, what are the options here? Could we arrest this squirrel?
I'm running.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Katrina. 7:46 coming up. We'll have G. Scott stopping by the show to talk about last night's game. The Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks 50th season celebration game. It happens October 5th. All you need to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to find out how. Don't have the app? Well, that's easy enough. You just text APP to 888-973-5476. We'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 29th.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to health choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you. Because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. Now imagine a sale saving $50,000 to $120,000. Stop imagining. Mainview Homes on sale across the Puget Sound.
The celebration is on for the 21st anniversary at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. You'll find special events, entertainment, and unforgettable experiences October 1st through October 28th. Check out live entertainment in the Gateway Lounge and Rivers Run Event Center, featuring the top comedians, DJs, and touring bands. Savor next-level dining at Whiskey Prime Steakhouse and enjoy luxury accommodations. Feel the energy and be part of the party. October 1st through the 28th, only at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Joining us from the G and Ursula show. You love doing the 7 a.m. hour, right, G?
Yeah, you know
you have special people here.
Yeah, well, let me stand up. Because my brothers and sisters at 7:45, they be missing me, man. They be missing me, so I got to go and say hello to them. Good morning to y'all. What's happening?
be missing you.
Yeah, we see each other every day, bro. Come on, man. All right, what you want to talk about?
I was thinking about you last night. I went to bed at halftime during the Seahawks game, and we were up by 2 touchdowns. I'm thinking, great. And then I roll over about an hour and a half later. I pop open my phone. I'm looking for the Mariners score and the Seahawks. How much did they win by? And there are the Cardinals. 1 minute left in the game, and they are making their run for it.
Yeah, let me really put it in statistical form and percentages. With 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, the Arizona Cardinals had a 3.6% chance of winning. So, yeah, me, you, everybody listening, we thought the game was over. Yeah. I was already celebrating. The last time I already celebrated was years ago in that Super Bowl, but that's still too soon.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks came, they got it done, they took care of business. JSN and the offense got busy. Shout out to Myers, the kicker, who constantly comes through, 52-yard field goal to get it done. I am mad at the Seahawks. They owe me some calories.
What?
Absolutely.
What happened?
Owe me some. Man, so I thought the game was in hand. Everything's cool. You know, we all hanging out in the backyard watching the game. Sully, your boy got some peanut M&Ms that's just over there chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm disciplined. Yeah. I'm good. I haven't touched them all night. That game got close. I got a handful. Boom, boom, boom. Grabbed another handful. Boom, boom. Now, once you start with 2 handfuls, now, granted, it's dark outside. We got people over. Nobody's really paying attention. I'm stress eating, y'all. I had about 6 handfuls of peanut M&Ms. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, it's a trust treat, right? I ate all them dang on peanut M&Ms, but they got to win, so I'm glad it did.
Well, there is protein in them in the nut, but there's also a lot of sugar on the outside. So, it's not as terrible. You could have just eaten Reese's peanut butter cups, right. I guess.
Yeah. So,
Gee, I need to talk to you about something.
Come on.
We were making fun of how perhaps an upcoming jersey for the Seahawks looks a lot like an Oregon Ducks jersey. Yeah. And so there's a lot of back and forth. Is that a good thing or bad? Can we all just agree the Cardinals picked out perhaps the worst looking jersey I have ever seen in my life? It just looked dirty last night.
So, by the way, yesterday, I just had a day. I don't know if I want to tell y'all about it, but I got to the game late. I turned it on with like 2 minutes already left off the clock in the first quarter. I turned it on, and I said, let me just tell you how weird this was. I was like, I thought the Arizona Cardinals played on turf. Yeah. That's the first thing I said.
Right.
I thought they played on turf, right? And I was like, or maybe it didn't. And I'm watching, I'm like, why are the uniforms dirty? And then it took me a minute to realize, man, those uniforms are awful. I mean, like, I'm not trying to make fun of them because of the Arizona Cardinals. If they were great, they were. Yeah. They're terrible, Sully. Like, that was really bad.
Some people online, though, had been saying that they thought these were the best of these rivals' uniforms they'd seen so far. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're wrong.
Yeah, well, the helmet is actually kind of cool. Yeah. But what is really cool is what they did with the end zone. Right. The end zones were pretty sweet looking with the flag.
With the flag.
I thought those were really cool. But, those uniforms were
Can I tell you guys something in 30 seconds?
Yes.
Can I tell you what happened? All right. So, look, I stopped up at Winco because I had grabbed some things. I was having people over at the house. I stopped off to grab some things at the store. Want to get a couple things. My wife sent me a little list. I hate it when they send me lists because I can barely concentrate and find things. Anyway, found them all. Boom. I'm at the register. It's a long line at Winco, right? It is $34. I go to do the Apple Pay, and I go to do it. Boom. The debit card. Decline.
Oh, no.
That's weird. So, because, at Winco, they don't take credit cards.
No, they
don't. No.
So I pulled out my debit card. Decline.
Uh-oh.
There's a long line. It's declining. The lady is sorry. And she's kind of like, we only take debit card. I'm like, I don't know. Then this guy comes and he's like, hey, G. Scott, how you doing, man? I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? yeah. So decline. So I don't know what's going on. I'm like, she's like, oh, sorry, sir. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's an ATM over there. Maybe I'll try to use my credit card to go over there.
Yeah.
So I get ready to go over, but I'm also at the same time trying to call my bank and find out what's happening. Somebody was attempting fraud on my bank account at the same time as my car was declining.
Wow.
So my bank account seized and locked my account. Most embarrassing thing in the world. I'm sitting there, car declining.
Yeah.
I was rattled.
Well, your bank was probably telling you there's no way in heck G. Scott shops at Winco. He's at the
okay.
You know what your bank PCC and at the
what his bank was saying. You need to do a quick traffic update.
Fine. Yeah, that was a low blow. Sorry. Real quickly, you know what the issues are. It's getting up the Valley Freeway. We've got a 20-minute delay on northbound 167, 50 minutes from end to end. Northbound I-5 getting closer to a half an hour through Fife because of all the diversion there. 30 minutes to get you up into Federal Way. The rest of the map looks relatively normal. This report brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476, and you can get the latest from your KIRO Radio hosts.
And we're headed for a high of 68 today with cloudy skies, low 70s with clouds tomorrow. 52 right now in Seattle on Seattle's Morning News.
Fall is here, school is back in full swing, but can your bank keep up with your schedule? Well, WaFd Bank can, with free checking. Live your life and stick to your agenda without having to worry about minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees. WaFd has thousands of fee-free ATMs and more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states. Plus, WaFd Bank offers useful tools like voice-activated banking, so you can check your balance and make transfers between your WaFd accounts when your hands are full. And if you're like me, that's all the time. You'll also have access to free tools like online and mobile banking, bill pay, person-to-person payments with Zelle, plus mobile check deposit and full control over your debit cards to turn them on and off just in case they get misplaced. And when you open your account, choose from some great-looking debit cards to spend in style, including Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves cards. So visit wafdbank.com to open your account today and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. With WaFd Bank, you are in control. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused. But for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Peter King. The morning after the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey, President Trump has called him corrupt and a dirty cop on social media. A little while ago in front of the White House, he said there could be more indictments to come.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left
Democrats, because Comey essentially was he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey.
The Comey indictment has set off political shockwaves, but CBS's Scott MacFarlane says the paperwork itself is surprisingly short.
It is barely a page and a half. It's boilerplate language, and it's just 2 charges without an explanation about the granular details behind each one. One of them is a false statements charge. One of them is an obstruction charge. Both of them are federal criminal charges, but we don't have a whole lot of meat on the bones in the charging instrument submitted by this new acting U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia.
It's been a stormy reception for Israel's prime minister as he addressed the UN General Assembly this morning.
As Benjamin Netanyahu walked up to the podium, dozens of UN delegations walked out.
Please, order in the hall.
To mingle jeers and cheers. He lashed out at the Western nations who've moved to recognize a Palestinian state.
We will not commit national suicide because you don't have the guts to face down a hostile media and anti-Semitic mobs demanding Israel's blood.
Netanyahu denied Israel is committing genocide in Gaza and insisted its offensive there will continue until, his words, the job is done. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A year after Hurricane Helene, many areas of the southeast are still trying to bounce back. That includes St. Petersburg, Florida, which tends to flood during routine rainstorms. Mayor Ken Welch.
These hurricanes changed our community forever. In those 2 weeks, we experienced record levels of storm surge, damage, and debris. Our community hasn't faced anything like this before.
Welch spoke at Tropicana Field, the stadium that was so badly damaged that the hometown Tampa Bay Rays had to play at the Yankees spring training site this season. The people who make Beamers have recalled the vehicles before their starters turn them into burners. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
BMW has had several of what it describes as thermal events, but no injuries. Dealers will replace the engine starter, which can corrode. This affects a number of 2019 through 22 BMW models and also the Toyota Supra, which was built as a joint venture between Toyota and BMW.
In Wall Street, the Dow is up 130, the NASDAQ down 47. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
8:03 now on a Friday morning, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
And we are dealing with 2 big issues today. Basically, one with a ripple, and that's northbound 167. We continue to deal with about a 3.5-mile backup today out of Sumner up through Pacific, where the right lane remains the only lane open on northbound 167 because of that bridge strike earlier this week. And so that is going to be with us for a while. And we're looking at a 50-minute trip from Puyallup to Renton. It should be about 35 today. So that's a 15-plus minute delay getting you up into Renton. The other spot is on northbound I-5 through Tacoma and Fife up the hill to 18. That's a spot that a lot of people have gone to avoid it because I-5 has more capacity. But it's running at 25 minutes now from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is about 10 to 12 minutes behind schedule. Once you get through that, Federal Way to Seattle's not bad at 40 minutes. So you'll pick up the pace come Monday, Tuesday next week, and we're still dealing with it. It's not going to be the case. Renton to Bellevue, about a half an hour. Coming down from the north end, some breaking away from Linwood, about 42 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, 40 Everett to Seattle, and we're starting to see the eastbound slowing on 990 across Mercer Island because of the continued work on that expansion joint. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2.
8:04 in the morning. It is Friday, September 26, 2025. Welcome to Seattle's Morning News. Manda has a day off. I'm Charlie Harger. After nearly 4 months on the run, the search for murder suspect Travis Decker has come to an end. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison confirms DNA testing now confirms Decker has died. And KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with the latest on the investigation. Luke?
Yeah, Charlie, Morrison announced yesterday at a press conference they found Decker's remains near Rock Island Campground, not far from Leavenworth, less than a mile from the spot where deputies discovered the bodies of his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia.
We found Mr. Decker. He's accounted for
and that we can say that threat to our community is confirmed, no longer a threat.
Now, it took a few days to declare Decker officially dead. That's because earlier this week, the U.S. Marshals declared Decker deceased based on DNA results from clothing they found at that scene. The other day, Morrison told me he was waiting, though, to also get DNA results back from skeletal remains found at that scene because he wanted to make sure and dispel a bizarre rumor floating around.
We're also aware of some narratives that have gone out there that he simply killed somebody else and left their remains on the mountainside.
Recapping a bit, this all started in late May when Travis Decker picked up his daughters in Wenatchee during a custodial visit but never brought them home. The manhunt for Decker led local and federal investigators to the Enchantments, Blewett Pass, and the Teanaway Valley, neighboring Kittitas County. At that press conference yesterday, Morrison also spoke about the girl's mother, Whitney, hoping the news will somehow lead to closure.
If anything, we just hope that maybe she would sleep better at night. She wouldn't be looking over her shoulder. But we understand nothing we can do is going to reverse this travesty and bring her daughters back.
Yeah, Charlie, still a lot of questions, though, about how Decker's body ended up where it did, less than a mile away from the original crime scene. We're waiting for the cause of death to hopefully get some answers to those questions.
Okay, thanks for the update, Luke. It's 8:06 now. Looks like the lane restrictions on Highway 167 in Pacific are going to be around a while. Here's KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors, who spoke with WashDOT.
2 northbound lanes have been closed in Pacific since Tuesday when a truck hit a girder beneath the highway. The question is, how long will it take before it's back to normal? Spokesperson Brian Nielsen.
We will not be able to put traffic back on that until we've completely replaced that girder. We don't have a timeline yet, but it's not measured in weeks, it's measured in months.
In the meantime, WashDOT is looking into opening a second lane. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
And work to permanently fix the White River Bridge is now officially underway. With that part of the story, here's KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas.
Governor Bob Ferguson made that announcement on social media. That work will run 7 days a week. Right now, though, it is unclear if starting early changes the timeline of these repairs, which could wrap up sometime between late October and mid-November.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Great to have you here with us on this Friday morning. That is a traffic mess in the south end. And Sully, we were talking earlier. I basically come down my hill, Lakeland Hills Way, meets up with what is A Street / East Valley Highway. And all sorts of people are taking that to make their way through my neighborhood. It is just causing all sorts of traffic headaches.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, East Valley Highway is all jammed up, and that's going to be your life.
Yeah.
For the next months. Multiple. Yeah, we don't know. We don't really have a good timeline on what it's going to take to get us back to normal on that 167 corridor.
And they're not even sure if they can get that second lane open, right?
That is correct. And then this is all coming right as the DOT is about to start the new tolling system on 167. So I'm wondering now if that might actually have to push that back a little bit to because it would seem kind of weird to change the tolling when people are trapped on that segment from Sumner up through Pacific. So
okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty the next. I mean, who knows? It may be with this for the rest of the year. Think about that. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Gee, thanks, Sully. Really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, just started warning you now.
All right. Well, we have producer Jonah Oakley filling in for David Burbank today. Manda is off, and Seattle's Morning News continues on this Friday morning. Mayoral candidate Katie Wilson is calling on Sinclair Broadcast Group to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel on KOMO TV, or else she'll pull out of KOMO's Seattle mayoral debate.
Sinclair refuses to air Jimmy Kimmel Live after comments he made last week about the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk. ABC temporarily suspended Kimmel but reinstated him this week. However, Sinclair is keeping his show off of KOMO and the other ABC affiliates that it owns. Wilson says if Sinclair doesn't put Kimmel back on the air, she will not take part in the October 8th mayoral debate at Seattle University, co-hosted by KOMO.
I just think we're in a moment when we have to stand up, right? And we all have an obligation not to let this creeping authoritarianism invade every aspect of our lives.
Her opponent, the incumbent Bruce Harrell, says he's calling on Sinclair to put Kimmel back on, but he did not say whether he would pull out of the debate if they don't. He released a statement which reads in part, "We still have 2 weeks to keep up the pressure on Sinclair and their advertisers." Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Cal Raleigh's 60th home run put a smile on so many Mariners fans' faces this week. And the story of the boy who wound up with that ball made that moment even brighter. With the story, here's KIRO News Radio's Aaron Granillo.
It was the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mariners on the brink of clinching their first division title since 2001. Chance of MVP for Cal Raleigh.
Stretch of the pitch to Cal. Swing and a drive deep to right field. There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
The ball landed in section 108, where Galen Ruelos was sitting with his wife and son.
I see it ricochet off 3 sets of hands behind me, and I turn around and look. And then come to find out later, it actually bounced off my wife's head.
And landed in the hands of another fan. What happened next was caught on a now viral video.
Oh my God, they gave it away to this kid. Oh my God, congrats, kid. Woo!
That kid is Galen's son.
You know, he's a 12-year-old 6th grader, student at St. Anthony's, and just overcome with emotion. He starts bawling.
Ruelos tells KIRO News Radio's G and Ursula.
He whispered to me and said, like, Dad, because it's Cal, I want him to have it. You know, he was never like, oh, we're going to keep it for, like, money. That wasn't even a thought.
The Mariners gave the boy a signed Cal Raleigh bat in return, but Ruelos says his son also received a most valuable lesson in selflessness.
You know, I'm getting emotional, but he didn't have to do that, and my son was a beneficiary of it. So in this turbulent world of ours, like, he could still do nice things to people, and I hope he just pays it forward. Is all I hope for him to remember.
A core memory of kindness in this storybook season for the Mariners with one swing of a bat.
Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh!
And so much more. Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Such a great story. Love hearing stuff like that, and our fans. Really something special. All right, it's 8:12. Let's get a check on weather brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's KIRO 7's Nick Allard.
Cloud cover to start the day, but if you looked at the radar, you'd notice we also have some rain out there around, say, Bellingham, Mount Vernon, Burlington. I do believe you will see more sunshine developing south of Everett and keep more clouds around Everett north. So those spots are going to see more clouds today, and we'll see some pockets of showers, but everybody else is going to see more sunshine. Highs will be in the 60s and 70s, and it's kind of the same plan tomorrow. Those places north keep more clouds and maybe a sprinkle or two. Everybody else will see more sun, but not in the morning. Everyone wakes up to gray conditions in the morning, getting to about 70. Low 70s and upper 60s on Sunday. And Sunday looks mainly dry except at the coast, where you'll see some rain developing late in the day and then coming inland by nighttime with some cooler weather and scattered showers for Monday. And at this point, a lot of next week.
Right now in Seattle, partly cloudy and 52. Let's head over to the traffic desk, where it's generally Friday light, but I don't think we're going to have that for a while, Sully.
No, we are not. Not on 167 or on northbound I-5 through the Fife area. Because of that bridge strike that we talked about in the news, we've got a 4-mile backup today on northbound 167 from just north of 410 in Sumner all the way up into Pacific. Only the right lane is open. We've got about a 15 to 20-minute delay on the drive. It's over 50 minutes to go from Puyallup up into Renton. We're also picking up some brake lights at the north end part of that drive as well. Renton to Bellevue's got about a half an hour drive as you continue up that corridor. Now, the diversion driving through the Fife area up highway towards Highway 18 past the Wild Waves, we're going to have about a 25-minute trip to get you up to Federal Way. That's 10 to 12 minutes behind schedule. And then a pretty good drive. Federal Way to Seattle, you really not going to hit the brakes much until you're at the north end of Boeing Field. 42 minutes to go from Federal Way to Seattle, with 25 of that getting up from South Center. Now, across the lake in the westbound direction getting into Seattle, no problems. Eastbound on I-90, problems. We've got that expansion joint repair going on at the East Channel Bridge. Only 3 out of 4 lanes are open, and so we've got about a 10-minute delay across the lake. Seattle to Bellevue's at 20 minutes. Coming down from the north end, nice and easy. Probably 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, with brake lights getting into Canyon Park, a little bit in Bothell. I-5's 5 minutes faster. Only 40 minutes on that trip. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
8:14 now, and once again, Cracker Barrel is flipping the script and some pancakes. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard is here with details.
Okay, so it's National Pancake Day tomorrow, and Cracker Barrel hopes customers will flip out over the restaurant's pancake deal. It's offering $5 all-you-can-eat pancakes, and you may remember just a month ago, Cracker Barrel unveiled a new simplified logo that removed its mascot, Uncle Herschel. Then came the backlash.
Now we have this minimalist logo down here that just looks so tacky.
Just a day later, the restaurant returned to its original logo, and Cracker Barrel recently closed 14 locations.
Okay, so I'm thinking, everybody, let's have a road trip to Coeur d'Alene. That's the closest Cracker Barrel, right?
Okay.
If we leave now... Oh, wait, it starts tomorrow morning. We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm more of like like eggs and... Like they have good biscuits and gravy. Yeah. It's just too sweet, too many carbs.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, Katrina, it's 8:15.
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's Morning News.
Seattle's Morning News, and Mayor Bruce Harrell is out with a new budget proposal that will increase spending in a lot of different areas. And I wanted to speak with a city council member who is really familiar with what's going on. And that's Council Member Bob Kettle, who joins us on the show. Bob, you saw the budget roll out earlier this week. What are some of your first thoughts?
Well, some of my first thoughts is that, we have our challenges that we're facing and we're looking to address those. And then my other thoughts, too, is that we as a council need to do our job. We need to do the follow-up, the oversight to ensure that our needs are being met, and also that we're looking forward to the future as well, because we have to think about the 2027, the next biennium budget as well.
What are some of the top issues that you're looking at in this budget and that you feel need to be addressed?
Well, number one is public safety. It's one of my 3 strategic priorities, but it's also part of the mayor's priorities of public safety, homeless, and affordability. And as chair of public safety, I work those issues. I've been working budget actually all year long. I do it in terms of direct conversations with the departments and the budget director, but also in committee meetings, to highlight the issues that we have to help inform what we're doing in budget. So public safety is number one, ensuring that, we're bringing on the officers, but we're also doing the alternative response piece. And that was showing up in the mayor's proposal related to the 0.1% public safety sales tax, the care department, the fire, Health 91, those pieces as well.
Where are we in terms of public safety, in terms of hiring enough cops to be able to go out on the beat, and also those other factors you bring up? Are you satisfied with where we are in terms of having enough police on the Seattle Police Department?
I am not satisfied. We are definitely moving in the right direction. A key thing here that I say all the time is expectation management. We have some positive moves. We're building momentum, in terms of applications. We're adding officers. We're not losing anymore. So we're very, very much in a positive direction. But 24 was like a transition year. 25 is about implementation, and 26 is going to be the same. And so we need to do that. We need to put these pieces into play with the policies behind them in terms of, vacant buildings, after-hours establishments, street racing, all these policy pieces, the bills, to help ensure that they can get the job done.
Seattle is so dang expensive to live in. I know this is something that you take quite seriously, and housing affordability, a huge issue. You've brought that up. What do you see in this budget that you like, and what are you going to be pushing for?
Well, one of the things, first thing, Charlie, I should highlight, this is the budget, so it takes some time to get through a little bit. So, particularly on affordability, it's about doing our due diligence. We've seen what happened recently with the King County audit. We need to be getting into the numbers and ensuring that, we're good, because a challenge that we've had over the years, a decade plus the dozen years that I've been looking at the council and city government generally, is that we put a lot of money in, but can we digest that money? And as you know from Econ 101, if you have too much money going after too few goods or too few services, that's inflationary. And so one of the things I've been pushing for is to have a Seattle housing plan similar to our transportation plan that puts OH through the paces, looking at the revenues that we got, and then the programs, whether it's permanent supportive, affordable housing at the various levels, and now social housing. Because we need to be smart in terms of allocating it and then ensuring that we can, as I like to say, digest the money. Because if we can't, that creates these inflationary pieces, which then cause other budget problems. And I think that's an important piece to what you're, kind of what you were talking about there with your question.
Bob, I want to be clear-eyed about this as well, because Katie Wilson in the primary had a significant lead over Mayor Harrell. Should Katie Wilson become our city's next mayor, there seems to me there would be different financial priorities under her administration. Are you preparing for that possibility?
Yeah, I'm well aware of that, but as you know, we're very similar to the other Washington. We have the power of the purse. We work the budget. I work the public safety pieces, and this goes for the city attorney's race too. We've been putting these policies in place, this legislation in place, and so we will definitely be looking out, for the cohort that we came in starting in January 24 to ensure that we are where we need to be on public safety. It's a big government. There's a lot of pieces involved. And so that's our North Star. That's my driving force. That has not changed. And it's not going to change with respect to who's, mayor or on the other side in terms of public safety, city attorney. It's about looking at what needs to be done, continuing on the plan to execute it.
And speaking of public safety, last question for you, Bob. I continue to hear from people who live near 12th and Jackson. I continue to hear people who live off Aurora in North Seattle. Continue to hear people in Belltown. They are all seriously concerned about what they view as lack of progress against crime in those neighborhoods. We just had the shooting up near 12th and Jackson the other day. How does a budget and an investment in public safety address those concerns?
See, this is part of the expectation management, and we have to be upfront. And yes, we are building momentum. Things are getting better generally across the city, but we do have our hot spots. You talk about Belltown. I know we just had a meeting, community meeting earlier this week with the chief of police and the mayor's chief of public safety, city attorney, the King County prosecuting attorney. We had pretty much everybody there. And so we are well aware of those challenges, and what it is about attacking those challenges and shrinking those challenges that we have and engaging with the community to ensure that they know what we're doing. So it's like I said, that transition year, 24 and now 25 and 26. So we're like the West Precinct has brought in a second bike team, and they're on their toes now working against the drug dealers, those vultures that are preying on those that are suffering and in need. And so we're bringing these pieces into play. The real-time crime center, the technology pieces, the CCTV, that's making a difference. It's made a difference already on Aurora. And so it's about integrating all those pieces, the technology pieces, the policy pieces, and then the Mark 1A1 basics. Hey, bring people on board. All those things that we did with reform of recruitment and retention, and basically just showing leadership. And so then it's about communicating straight up with the community, saying, hey, this is what we're doing. It's like the real-time crime center. Everybody thought like, oh, we passed it, it's going to start tomorrow. Well, it's a budget action. We had to wait till January for the money to be placed forward, and then they have to go out, request for proposals and so forth. And that was really work, but it takes time. I know that's not a good answer. That goes to expectation management, and it's about being upfront. But we're definitely moving forward, and we definitely have some more work to be done.
All right, Seattle City Council member Bob Kettle, I know this is an involved process. It's going to take several weeks for you folks to pass a budget, but we would love to have you on as you're working your way through and give us updates. Okay, Bob?
I would definitely love to do that. And yes, this is quite the homework assignment, Charlie.
I do not envy you, sir. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
City Council member Bob Kettle here on Seattle's Morning News. All right, it's 8:23, and we go to the traffic desk. And Sully, we're doing more and more of these on-camera interviews, and I'm finding I really like being on the radio because when I talk to somebody, I nod my head a lot. But watching that video, I look like a bobblehead. I need to figure this out.
Yeah. You could reduce the size of your head, but that's not possible.
Not physically possible. It has its own gravitational field.
Pretty much. It's Manning-esque.
I've got to just keep my head perfectly still in these videos.
It's hard.
I'm not.
I do the same thing down there in the lounge. I just don't. I'm not comfortable looking straight ahead. At the camera.
Maybe people will think we're human or human bobbleheads.
Yeah, possibly. That way they know we're not AI. Looking at the roads now, we are struggling up the Valley Freeway, as you would imagine, through that bad joint that we hit this week. We're looking at a 15 to 20 minute delay. Puyallup up to Renton over 50 minutes now. You will pick up the pace because after that it's pretty good, and Renton to Bellevue is only 27 minutes. Northbound I-5 struggling through Fife to 18, about 25 minutes to Federal Way. That's about another 10 minutes behind schedule. Federal Way to Seattle's now up to 45 minutes, with 30 of those minutes from South Center. About 45 Everett to Bellevue, 40 Everett to Seattle's pretty good. And we're looking at 25 minutes now from Seattle to Bellevue on I-90. That is a 15-minute delay. Expansion joint work continues. This report brought to you by Washington 811. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages. Call 811 or submit online, digsafewa.com.
Dry and partly to mostly cloudy the next few days. Highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Chance of showers on Monday. Right now, it's 53 in Seattle. And the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks 50th season celebration game October 5th. All you need to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and click the Win tab to find out how. But what if you don't have the app? Well, easy solution here. You just text app, APP, to 888-973-5476. We'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, September 29th.
This hour is brought to you by WaFed Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFed Bank. WaFed Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit wafedbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things are about to change, and some things aren't. If you ride without a Good-to-Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good-to-Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue,
Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says DNA confirms Travis Decker is dead.
We found Mr. Decker. He's accounted for, and then we can say that threat to our community is confirmed, no longer a threat.
His remains were found near the Rock Island campground in the Leavenworth area. Decker was wanted for the killing of his 3 daughters. The U.S. Marshals had declared Decker dead earlier in the week, but Morrison wanted DNA results before doing the same. Last night, the Mariners took down the Colorado Rockies 6-2, and with that win, they have locked in the number 2 seed in the American League Division Series, and tickets for that series went on sale yesterday at noon, and poof, they were gone in seconds. However, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with how you can still get in on that action.
Yeah, you can still get to the game. Plenty of tickets on SeatGeek, but you're going to pay a premium. I'll have those prices in just a moment, but can we first think about the last 3 days and just kind of process that? I mean, incredible.
Well, the last 18 games, they've won 17 of the last 18 games.
Unreal.
Yeah.
We thought the season was over a couple weeks ago. All right, first, we got to recap this. Tuesday night, the M's beat the Rockies to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Then Wednesday night, they clinched the AL West, and Cal Raleigh hit home runs 59 and 60 on the season.
There it is, number 60, the modern-day Bambino.
The modern-day Bambino, the big dumper, joined the American League 60 home run in a single-season club alongside Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, and Aaron Judge. Then last night, as I sat in the Bark in the Park section, Sully, getting licked on the back of my neck by a pair of golden retrievers, sweet dogs.
Did you know them?
Sweet dogs. I did.
Okay.
I did. The Mariners clinched the second seed in the playoffs with a little help by Gino Suarez.
Swung on, belted deep to left field. Going and goodbye baseball off the facing of the upper deck and left. Number 49 for Eugenio Suarez.
I love those calls. Could listen to them all day. All right, so you want the ticket information. All right, SeatGeek. Here's what I found. Upper deck, you're going to pay about $400 or more to sit up there in level 300. $550 and up for the 100 level in the outfield, and then anywhere near home plate and around at the 100 level, $850 to $1,200. So right now it looks like the M's are going to face either the Cleveland Guardians or Detroit Tigers in the ALDS, which is a best-of-5 game series. First 2 games right here in Seattle, and Game 5 here in Seattle if needed, but we're not going to need that. We're going to sweep whoever we play.
All right, I've been to a playoff game with the Mariners. There's nothing like it. I'm just not sure I can afford it this time, but if you're able to go, you should go.
Watch party. Get a watch party going.
Absolutely.
And invite me.
Okay.
And Sully.
We'll think about it. It's 8:34. Let's head over to Sully. Will you bring one of those golden retrievers with you?
Yeah,
all right.
Sure will.
Sully is at the traffic desk.
Biting my lip. The 3.5 mile backup is what we're dealing with on northbound 167 from Sumner all the way up into Pacific, because we only have one of the 3 lanes open there, the right lane for that overheight truck that hit that overpass. 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton is about 20 minutes slower than it should be. Then you get up to 405, and it's kind of a normal Friday light up there, under a half an hour to make the drive. Little ripple effect. Northbound I-5 is a little sluggish through Tacoma, through Federal Way, up through the Fife area. 20 minutes there. Then you have about 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Slower on 405 than I-5 today. We've got 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, 40 from Everett to Seattle, and we're struggling across the lake on I-90. And eastbound 90, we've got that expansion joint work being done on the East Channel Bridge on Mercer Island. Seattle to Bellevue, 25 minutes. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance will give you room-by-room control. Serious savings. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Okay, the forecast looks like we'll have partly cloudy skies, 68 today, but dry. It stays dry for Saturday and Sunday as well. Maybe a few more clouds than today. Highs will be in the low 70s. We get a return of the showers by Monday, where it's 65. Right now in Seattle, though, it's pretty nice, 53 and partly sunny at 8:36. This is Seattle's Morning News. As we continue, King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn wants most county employees back in the office for the majority of the work week. With the story, here's KIRO Newsradio's Frank Lindsay.
Dunn has introduced legislation that would require workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week. Dunn spoke with the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 AM.
You're seeing all this oversight and fraud and waste. There's nobody minding the store.
This is similar to the current City of Seattle policy, and Dunn's legislation aims to formalize the plans that were announced last year by then King County Executive Dow Constantine, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, and the CEO of Sound Transit. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO News Radio.
Well, Amazon has agreed to pay $2.5 billion to settle allegations. It enrolled millions of consumers in Prime subscriptions without their consent and knowingly made it difficult for consumers to cancel. Surprise announcement was made yesterday afternoon in a federal courthouse in Seattle. Consumer man Herb Weisbaum has been covering this story since the FTC sued Amazon back in 2023. Herb is a contributing editor at checkbook.org. Okay, Herb, what happened? Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, this was a complete surprise, Charlie. They had just finished making opening statements, and then it was announced that they had reached an agreement. From the very start in 2023, Amazon had insisted that it had done nothing wrong. It did not dupe or trick customers into signing up for Prime, as the federal government had said, for $139 a year. But the company agreed to pay a civil penalty of $1 billion to the government and refund $1.5 billion to approximately 35 million customers who the government says were harmed by what the FTC described as, quote, deceptive Prime enrollment practices. Now, in a statement following the settlement, the new FTC chairman, Andrew Ferguson, said, and here's a quote, the evidence showed that Amazon used sophisticated subscription traps designed to manipulate consumers into enrolling in Prime and then made it exceedingly hard for consumers to end their subscription. Amazon also issued a statement that said, quote, we work incredibly hard to make it clear and simple for customers to both sign up and cancel their Prime membership. I got to tell you, Charlie, and the years I've at least signed up for Prime accidentally 2 or 3 times. It is very easy to get yourself accidentally signed up for Prime, and it takes more steps to cancel than it did to accidentally or deliberately enroll.
Herb, just so we're clear here, a lot of times whenever there's a settlement, there's no admission of any wrongdoing. Did Amazon admit it did anything wrong here?
No, Amazon did not admit that it did anything wrong here. And I should point out, by the way, that as you mentioned, this is an historic settlement. It is the largest civil penalty ever paid for violating an FTC rule, a Federal Trade Commission rule, and the second largest restitution for consumers resulting from legal action from the Federal Trade Commission. But even though it did not admit any wrongdoing, Amazon has agreed, it's a court document, if the court agrees to this whole settlement, that it will do the following, and it will cease unlawful enrollment and cancellation practices. That is a quote of what they're going to agree to do. They will have clear and conspicuous button for customers to decline Prime. Amazon can no longer have that button you may have seen that says, no, I don't want free shipping. They've got to tell you that you can decline the Prime offer, including clear and conspicuous disclosures about all material facts that you need to know during the enrollment process, such as the cost, the date, the frequency of charges, etc., when it auto-renews, and the cancellation procedures. And finally, creating an easy way for consumers to cancel Prime using the same method that they did to sign up for Prime. So Amazon is basically going to change its business model.
And what I found interesting, I'm curious if you find this interesting, is this was brought by the Biden administration and those commissioners for the FTC, but it's the Trump administration now. They've been rolling back a lot of Biden administration things. So what do you make of that?
I was very surprised. This was brought under a Federal Trade Commission with a very proactive chair. This is now the new Republican chair, who is not anywhere nearly as proactive. And because of the Trump administration rolling back and actually dropping court cases that were already in the works, I was greatly surprised that they moved forward with this case. But it seems like the FTC is making a point. This is one of several. We talked about a few of them recently with you, the lawsuit that was brought against LA Fitness. The FTC seems to be focused on companies that deceive people by making it difficult to cancel. So they seem to be focused on this and making a point that you can't do that anymore. You can't have these dark patterns and play games with people where it's easy to sign up and then you make them jump through all sorts of hoops to cancel the membership they didn't even know they were signing up for or clearly don't want.
Okay, Herb, how do we find out more?
You go to checkbook.org.
All right. Consumer man Herb Weisbaum, great seeing you on a Friday, Herb. Thanks for joining us. And we are going to check traffic. Sully, what's on the way?
Well, what do you expect? Northbound 167 got a 20-minute delay because of that problem we've been talking about all week. Coming up next on KIRO News Radio.
A Chi and Ursula exclusive on KIRO News Radio.
There it is, number 60, Cal Raleigh.
A guy did catch it. He gave it to this young boy in the stands. And we are joined by that boy's father, Galen Ruelos.
He caught it. He didn't have to do it. It was a complete random act of kindness to my son. You know, he's a 12-year-old, 6th grader, and just overcome with emotion. He starts bawling.
Hear the full conversation on the KIRO News Radio app and KIRO News Radio on YouTube. This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
8:43 now. Let's check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
50 minutes still on this drive from Puyallup to Renton. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but I hope you get used to me saying that, because that's what we're going to be dealing with going forward. We found out yesterday that bridge strike damage to the girder was really bad. We're looking at months to replace this thing, and so we're looking at about a 20-minute delay, maybe 25 on the Friday light that we have, because it's only 10 minutes out of Auburn to get you to Renton. So that tells you how few people there are on the road, but they're all just jammed up right there, and it's still going to take you 50 minutes. Good news is there is plenty of option on northbound I-5 getting through Fife and up to 18 now. That's not as bad as it has been this week, and it's all yellow on the map more than red. So that means it's really only running about 20 minutes to get you to Federal Way. Federal Way, the drive looks really good all the way up to the north end of Boeing Field. It's 25 minutes from South Center and 40 all the way from Federal Way. Renton to Bellevue is about a half an hour. 18 over Tiger Mountains, it's normal heavy self now. Across the lake, that Mercer Island expansion joint work continues to cause a 15-minute delay getting across the island. You've got about 30 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue. Going the other way on either one of the bridges is fine. Coming down from the north end, we've got about 40 minutes. Everett to Seattle, about 45 from Everett to Bellevue. A little bit more consistent slowing on 405 today. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Are you headed to work? Subaru of Puyallup Service Department is open at 5 a.m., 6 days a week. Expert techs to take care of your car. Subaru of Puyallup is your stress-free dealership.
Partly sunny today in Seattle. We'll have a high of 68. Tomorrow, highs in the low 70s. A few more clouds tomorrow and Sunday. Stay pretty dry, though, with highs in the low 70s. We have a return of the showers on Monday. Right now in Seattle, it's partly sunny and 53. And former Seahawks star Sean Alexander and his wife are adding another player to their team. Here's KIRO News Radio, Katrina Gashard. I can't believe this number you're about to share.
All right. The Seahawks all-time leading rusher announced on the Up and Adam show that his wife, Valerie, are pregnant with the couple's 14th baby.
Number 14 is in the belly.
The couple already has 10 girls and 3 boys.
My oldest son, the 4th overall, Joseph, is a sophomore in high school.
Okay. His eldest son is a sophomore in high school, he said.
13 kids younger than that.
Woo,
that's a lot.
It's a lot of kids. It's a lot of kids.
Wow. That's one working hard mama.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
And they homeschool their kids. They have a special Christian private school in Virginia. So it's a co-op. So it's between going to regular traditional school and also homeschooling all of their children. So they are all in.
And that's like a small town high school football team, right?
If you have 14 people, well, 10 of them are girls.
Yeah.
So perhaps they could do flag,
okay,
which is gaining steam. But
these are Sean Alexander's kids. They're pretty tough.
Yeah, he's an MVP at more than one thing.
Katrina, thank you. 14.
That's crazy.
It's Seattle's Morning News. Coming up, Paul Holden stops by the show with a look at weekend events.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. September is a magical month for whale watching, according to the team at Puget Sound Express. This is the time of year when many whale watching cruises see a combination of Bigg's killer whales and humpback whales on the same trip. Last week, PSE Tours spotted 10 different orca families, and humpbacks are busy feeding in September and October before resuming their Pacific Ocean migrations. It's a terrific time to get on the water and see marine wildlife. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale-watching tours departing from Edmonds. These half-day tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of beautiful Port Townsend and Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Considering selling your home or downsizing? Visit themadronagroup.com for no-obligation counsel. The Madrona Group's team of John L. Scott experts makes it easy, guiding you to best pricing and timing, maximizing your profit with smart technology and unparalleled integrity. 5-star reviews and industry best according to Zillow, Google, Yelp, Facebook, and Redfin. This Saturday, hear the Madrona Group's Jason Fox on KIRO News Radio's Home Matters. Maximize your home sale. Visit themadronagroup.com.
Leaves are falling, school's back, and the holidays are almost here. You're busy, and you need a bank that won't slow you down.
WaFd Bank is here for you with free business checking. You'll have access to online banking with bill pay, mobile deposit, signer and non-signer debit cards, and the option to upgrade your account with treasury management services as your business grows. Take things to the next level with knowledgeable bankers that understand your business. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's G. Scott. With kids back in school, it's rally time. And I encourage everyone to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Here's the truth. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong, stay focused, and live healthy lives. But for families on tight budgets, those essentials can be out of reach. That's where we come in. Together, the Washington State Department of Health and Safeway need you to help make a difference making fresh fruits and vegetables accessible to families and kids. Safeway is deeply committed to nourishing our communities. Every dollar donated is another dollar eligible families can use on fresh produce. And with SNAP Produce Match, they can buy twice as much with each dollar. Let's work together to make sure every kid has access to the nutrition they deserve. Next time you're at your neighborhood Safeway, please say yes at checkout to donate to the Keep Kids Healthy campaign. Learn more and start saving at Safeway.com/SNAP or on your Safeway for You app.
At Kia of Everett, we make leasing your new Kia simple, easy, and fun. Now through September 30th, lease a 2025 Kia EV6 Lite for just $99 a month for 24 months with $49.99 due at signing.
Lease payment on approved credit with Kia Finance America plus tax after $8,300 Kia Finance America 24-month lease cash and Kia of Everett discount of $2,734. Quoted payment is before monthly sales tax and fees. Select vehicles only subject to prior sale. See dealer for full details.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Well, it's 8:50 on a Friday. Seattle's morning news. The landing gear is down, and we are on final approach for the weekend. And joining us, as he always does this time on Fridays, Paul Holden is here with a look at the weekend planner. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. We need some music to kick this off.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
I feel so far away from when Manda's not here.
Yeah.
I feel like we're so far away. But what's going on this weekend, Charlie, is another awesome weekend full of cool things. Can you believe that we are in the full fall season now? Like, fall is here. We've passed the equinox.
First official weekend of fall, for sure.
We got they're celebrating because it's National Public Lands Day. So that means if you are getting worried about the big dark coming, get on out there, enjoy the national parks, enjoy the state parks. You're going to be able to get in there for free. But every time I bring these events up, I do like to say this: plan ahead. Parking, gear, all that stuff. You never know. And with all the people that are up there, you never know what you might run into there as well. The Seattle Center will have the Festa Italiana.
Oh, that's the best. We love Festa Italiana in my family.
This is something they
go all the time.
Oh, and this seems like the perfect thing to do if you got the kids, because not only are you going to learn about Italy, the food, the wine, the dancing, everything, but you got the pizza toss. You can learn how to toss some pizzas. And of course, who doesn't want to go stomp some grapes? And this is cool. For Saturday only at Festa Italiana, the Italian car show. This is just for Saturday, so if you want to go check out some Italian cars, that's going to be one of the cool things. Really cool, free to attend. The Northwest Tea Festival also going on in the Seattle Center. The Festa Italiana is free. Tea Festival, gonna need a ticket for. So if you're a big tea enthusiast, are you a fan of tea?
I enjoy a Festa Italiana.
Well, those will both be there. You can check that out in the Chinatown International District tomorrow from 1 to 9. It is going to be packed with food vendors, art, and more. Plus, there's going to be lion dances, martial arts demonstrations, and lots more for the night market. This is apparently one of the longest, if not the longest running night market in the city. So if you're heading on down, if you were lucky enough to get some Mariners tickets this weekend as they take on the Dodgers, check out the night market as you're going to be able to pick up some awesome food along the way. Walk the Block is going on in the Central District. There's going to be art, all sorts of art throughout the neighborhood there. And the theme for Walk the Block this year is all about gratitude. So this is I feel like always a good way to reflect there. That's going to be going throughout the Central District. You can go and check it out in the neighborhood. And there's a free showing of Raiders of the Lost Ark tonight at Freeway Park. So what's your favorite Indiana Jones?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, for sure. The Last Crusade, also really good. But if you ask me, there is no better action sequence than that boulder coming down and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indy running away from it, and he's afraid to look back. It is fantastic.
Bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Of course. But there's lots more details and more events for you to check out this weekend at mynorthwest.com.
All right. Now you've got me thinking Festa Italiana.
There you
maybe
go.
Some sausages. Pizza. Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
It's 8:53, and Sully is at the traffic desk, and some developing news here.
Actually, a little bit of breaking news that'll help easier to get around, Paul, for all your fabulous things. They've WashDOT has canceled one of the big freeway closures this weekend. There was the closure of southbound 405 in Renton has been postponed and will need to be rescheduled. Not weather. Apparently, they're having equipment issues. They don't. Contractor can't get what they need to do what they need to do. So that one is off. So we'll be adjusting all of our copy at mynorthwest.com and everything. Still have 3 freeways impacted this weekend, but 405, which is going to be one of the bigger ones, has been postponed. Construction continues across Mercer Island right now. That expansion joint work, and that's the reason why we're bumper to bumper across Mercer Island and running around 25 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue. That's about 15 minutes slower than it should be. The other spot is that Overheight Bridge strike from this week in Pacific. We've got about a 3.5 mile backup behind that and a 15 to 20-minute delay. It's still 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. After that, Renton to Bellevue is under a half an hour. Federal Way to Seattle's pretty decent at about 43 minutes. 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue and 40 from Everett to Seattle. So all in all, we're doing okay today. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
All right, Sully, thank you. Have a great weekend.
You do the same.
Be here with bright eyes and bushy tails on Monday morning. Taking a look at the forecast, is going to be pleasant for the weekend, first weekend of fall. We're looking for highs in the upper 60s to low 70s today, tomorrow, and Sunday, but it'll stay dry. Could be partly to mostly cloudy at times. Overnight lows will be in the upper 40s to low 50s. And then on Monday, we have showers. Highs will be in the upper 60s. Right now, it's 52 in Seattle.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Every family has a story to tell. At Dunn Lumber, ours is about trust. During the Great Depression, trust was hard to come by. People were so skeptical of banks, customers would stop by the lumberyard, put their money in an envelope, and leave it in this safe. The safe still stands today as a symbol of our most valuable asset, your trust. If there's ever anything we can do to better earn your trust, email me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building trust since 1907.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News